What's up, everybody? We are back and we are live. Pew, 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 pew. I am your co host, FW Mike, Fresh White Mike, because just like the shoes, I'm sought after and beautiful. But, ladies and gentlemen, more importantly, a man who's even more sought after and beautiful than me, my co host, the man with the plan, doing all he can, protocol in the building.
Yes, sir. I'm in the building, man. Bored hot today, too. Let's get it.
Heck yeah, man. Hot boards, hot mics, hot topics. I'm excited, bro. Holy shit, we got a lot to talk about. But first, before we get into any of it, man, we got something to talk about that's kind of frustrating, and that is Friday night flights getting grounded. And almost more importantly than that, man, they're kind of on your ass.
Hey, buddy.
Case in point, check your Twitter, check my Twitter. I screenshotted and posted your post. Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Clean as a muff-up whistle. You know what I mean? No problems, no issues, not even a warning. You got straight iced. You know what I'm saying? And that was Twitter. We never even got to the show. So that was Twitter. And so if some of y'all were looking for Pro, couldn't find him for a few days, Twitter put one on him, put one of those punishments on him. He caught a case. Caught a Twitter charge. You know,
smack
that fanny. Yeah. Fuego already in the building. Pew, 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 pew.
I got him. We ready. Yeah.
Amy said they can't handle the truth. You're right.
No. They
You can't handle the truth.
They sure can't.
So tell us a little bit. I know you got grounded. It's tough. We got to just, let the folks know because you got the people that were listening. So Fuego says, I never leave. I sleep on the couch, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, Fuego was there,
so,
man.
yeah, right. So tell us what happened Friday night flights.
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm rolling. I done pretty much got through everything that I wanted to get through in the show. It's like a couple of things I had left. But Trump went live at the Black Conservative Federation event in Colombia. So I was like, yo, this is live right now. Like the sneaker shit is going crazy. You got black folk all over social media. Oh my God, they're relevating us to sneakers. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. We've been to listen to Trump live and we're going to see what he has to say out of his mouth. And we're playing it and just got a good vibe going on. He's spitting that real. As he said, I'm telling it like it is. Tell it like it is. I'm like, oh snap! Somebody done gave Trump the black slogan that we run with. Tell it like it is. Now, if he would have did Bernie Mac and said, tell it like it T.I. is, but Trump would have.
Boom.
So we in there and we running it. And I took a break because my little sister jumped in the chat. You know what I'm saying? It was her birthday. So I take a minute to wish my sister happy birthday. And I go back. And something just was like, yo, look over at your phone. Because I had it running on my phone. And it was the Rumble screen. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't change any settings. Everything is still the same. So I go over in the Rumble and I click the different sex and it's not changing. It's just the Rumble screen. I'm like, oh. Okay. So, I hop in the chat, let everybody know I'm done. They grounded me. I'm over for the night. I go back and I rewind and it's like, oh, the only thing that makes sense is I was running the Trump video, right? So I go through my emails and I'm looking and I don't have any, when you hit a YouTube strike, they're like, hey, listen, here's your email, bro. You did this. This was going on. We gonna sit you down. Rumble? Nothing. So I don't know, man. We got grounded. You know what? It had to be one of those DEI people who was working on the plane and it just had to get grounded, right? Like that's just what it was. It was one of those diversity, equity, and inclusion anti DEI. There we go. Because they didn't want any inclusion of knowing what Trump was talking about. Yeah.
Haters gonna hate, man.
That's it.
Haters straight up gonna hate.
Fuck them, we ball.
And I am back on messing with this Facebook where sometimes it'll allow me eventually to go live. Like right now I'm live, but can't nobody see it. And sometimes it'll give me a little drop down and give me the opportunity. And that's what I'm trying to do right now is to try to make this actually go live. It's crazy stuff, man. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And it
There's some
even goes edit
foolishness.
privacy. And
Yes.
yeah, man, it'll give me the option to go live or to change it, but you can't hit the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like when you click on the privacy thing, it will not allow it's just dark. You know what I mean? So
Oh wow.
anyway, I'm very frustrated about that. And you know what? Let me try one more thing.
Yeah, man.
Let me see here.
They don't want the truth out there, man.
And they don't want the truth. Edit audience. There we go. And public and save and boom. Now we're live to everyone.
All right,
So
let's
they
get it.
grounded you because they didn't want it was Amy said, I don't care for haters. That is fair.
Either
No
sis.
hate, no hateration. So they grounded you on that. I think it was that, and then possibly like what was the channel? That's what I was trying to remember. You were showing it on a specific channel, and I think maybe that channel fried you through
RSBN.
Rumble. Yeah.
RSBN. Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
weird. Which is weird because normally they don't fry folks because they like it being out there, you know, and it only makes
Mm-hmm.
sense, man. I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand that. I'm like, man, shoot, share my stuff, you know, because the thing is, people are gonna come back around to it. So they got you on that. They got you on the Twitter. They messing with me still on Facebook. Like I said, I think I'm gonna have to just switch over to Instagram on that. And a lot of that, I think, is because the election year is coming up.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of that, man, I
Oh
just want
yeah.
you to relax, dude. I know you were concerned. I know you felt like my man had a hard road and was real busy. But Joe Biden is on vacation. He's he's on an extended vacation, so you can
Okay.
your man is resting well.
Okay. I don't have to worry about him shuffling in the air buttons, and falling anywhere.
It's 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 so funny to me that that man does what like I would feel bad about the people that have to defend him, right? Like there are people that are out there legit defending him. I
Yeah.
and I feel bad for him because they know, like, dude, either you're that stupid or you're that much of a sheep. Either way, I can't respect you. Like if you're a straight, if you're like, hey, look, I will never, vote for a Republican, ever. That's just not who I am. But I agree, this guy is trash, literally a trash fire of a president to the point of other countries are making wacky fun of him now.
Did you see
It's
that? You saw
yeah, the
Italy?
Italy one. Yeah,
Yo.
I reposted that. Yeah, couldn't find
Yeah.
the podium.
Oh, Michael Jordan.
Got him in his cry out. I loved it.
Oh
Italy
man.
keeps it real. Yeah,
Yes.
Fuego, they got him in his cryo chamber. They got him hooked up to that people water that Jonah was telling us about. That people's toilet green is people water. And then the baby's blood. The Moloch sacrifice baby's blood that they saved for him. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, man, getting into it, we'll jump right in. Let's start out with the lighter topics. I think would be the ones that are fun and interesting. But let's toss to pro. What are you thinking? Where do you want to start? What are you thinking about hitting initially?
Oh man. So I guess we could say we're in the funny, we're in the area of the funny. Let's I don't know what was funnier. The Nikki Haley loss or the Saturday Night Live situation. I don't really know.
Right, the Nikki Haley loss was brutal, and I mean it's almost that one is how do I say it? Like I don't even. Yeah, I mean to me that's sad in the way that so much of this stuff is sad because it's just obvious it's a money laundering
That's all
pull
it is.
votes away from Trump campaign. There's no one working with Nikki Haley that thinks that she has a legit opportunity to win a damn thing. She won't carry a state in Super Tuesday, which is not even Super Tuesday. We got to change the name to Trump Tuesday.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
Trump Tuesday. That's Trump Tuesday.
because
That's Trump.
really, that's what I'm saying. So Trump Tuesday. Here's a goofy thought I wanted to get your opinion on. What
Mhm.
do you think they're rolling with Biden? You think on the DNC convention they're gonna drop somebody else, or you think so?
I think at the convention they're going to drop someone else, especially as I traverse further and further into the convention cycle process. I think that the Dems are going to throw their weight behind somebody else. I think right before the convention, Biden's going to take a big tumble, right? He's
Right.
already been stumbling and bubbling the whole 4 years he's been there. I think he's going to take a big tumble, and they're going to be like, okay, you know what? Sorry, guy. We're gonna have to sit you down. He's going, no, I can't. I'm the president. Okay, you're the president. That's fine. But again, it was established with Bernie and Hillary in 2016 that the Dems have the right to pick whoever they want as a representative in their convention. So, being that that is established, they're going to activate, super delegates or something of that nature, and they're going to put somebody else forward, and they're going to all put their weight behind that person. And I really do believe that person is going to be Big Mike.
You think Big Mike is a lock on that?
I
Because
think Big Mike's a lock.
I don't think Gavin is popular enough. Quite
Mm-mm.
honestly, I don't think I don't think he has what it takes to even make a run.
Mm-mm.
And the thing is, I worried, years, or months back, maybe even last year when we talked about Big Mike,
Mhm.
and it was something that the who was it Alex who came out with it first? I want to say Alex Jones was the first guy I heard.
And he may have been the first you heard, but he's not like we've been saying Big Mike. We're honestly shocked that Big Mike wasn't thrown in 2020, right? But as the laptop from hell started becoming more and more relevant, they had to pivot. They had to pivot from Big Mike to Biden to protect him
Right.
because it was too much going on. But like, it's evident Big Mike is the only one with the star power.
That's
It's the only one with the star power,
well, the
and
whole
they're going
yeah,
to pull the cheat.
star power and just not. I mean, who else? Look, man, you know me. Unlike a lot of people, I'm willing to vote for a Democrat. I really am.
Hmm.
Very not likely, very likely, but I'm willing. If you
Hmm.
put the right one down, let's go.
Hmm. I mean, I have too. I mean, I've voted for Democrats, since being I've always been a hard Republican, but sometimes either Republicans aren't on the ballot, right? And I have to choose someone. Like at the end of the day, I have to choose someone to represent me, right? I have to put my weight somewhere, and I have to
Yeah.
be able to use that leverage. Again, I'm not like most people. Most of these people vote on Tuesday, and they don't think about a fucking elected official or anything after they vote on Tuesday. Meanwhile, I'm in the state house. I'm in the city council chambers. I'm in the school board, right? So like I carry weight, so I'm going to. Yeah, I voted for you. You go pull the record, and you'll see that I pushed the button. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
now that that's there and this is established, what's up? Or hell, no, I ain't vote for you, but you're my representative, so I'm going to break my foot off in your hind parts if you do something that isn't to the will or the great of the people. So because that's what it is, again, I move different, and I want all of us to move this way. I want us all to be involved, which is why I kick my butt that I kick, and I advocate for the people to get active and do the same thing. That way, these people will know they they mean business. Let's do right by them, And that was the scary thing about January 6th, is it was the people coming together and showing that they mean business, which is why they had to say, "Oh, we got to make them. We got to make them come inside. We got to make them look bad. We got to make them do this so that we can stop the movement and the activation of the people knowing their power." That's right, baby. Pros for the people.
All
All
day,
power
every
to the
day.
people, and all power to all the people.
Exactly. Yeah. All power to all the people all the time.
That
Gabe
right.
says, "What's up on Rumble?" Gabe, happy birthday, the racing realtor. Gabe, today is his birthday.
Shouts out to Gabe. Happy birthday, my guy.
Yeah. Happy birthday, young Gabe, doing it large, making it happen. We love you, dog. Feel free to drop a super chat to me for your birthday. I, I bet that's we're gonna leave names out of it, but a podcast we love and a podcaster we love has a fan who dropped super chat money on their birthday. I'm not even gonna put a gender in, but and it was like, thanks for the super chat. You know what I mean? Amy says, "Happy birthday to the excellent Gabe. That is awesome. Happy." Man, that's a soldier. That's the kind of soldier we need. You know what I mean? Quite honestly, Gabe is
Mhm.
the kind of soldier we need. Gabe E Racing Realtor. I'm gonna put that in the chat because he deserves it. So he's making a lot happen behind the scenes. People don't even know. People don't even know, man. So
He's a
yeah,
real one.
boom. Yeah, he's holding it down, and he loves you too. He thinks he's very interested. He's you know how he is, man. I mean, he's that dude. He runs 3 businesses, and one of those businesses is real estate. You know what I mean? Which
Hmm.
just doing that is busy. then he's got the contracting company and, building out some more stuff. So, but he's like, man, I'd love to hang with him. I'm like, I'm trying to get him to come hang out. Some like, just come to Georgia. Let's just take a couple weeks, take a week, kick
Oh
it.
man,
We'll find some good real estate for you to mess around with, the whole
that's
thing.
right.
So,
That's right.
yeah,
That's
man.
right. People here don't like the quote unquote gentrification, but man, I own a demolition company, man. I tried to get everybody
Mhm.
to want to get in and invest. They didn't want to get in and invest. Fuck them. Who wants to build? I'll
Yeah.
gladly tear some shit up if you want to build some shit. All I ask is, we do a little something, something for the community. That's all. Whether it's, pay for, throw some money to a nonprofit or go out in the neighborhood and buy some shoes, you know what I'm saying, and give some turkey sandwiches or something that can give some jobs, maybe a house or two is like well under market price so someone can buy it. I don't give a damn, just give back. Just give back. But run the check
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, man. People don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course now just tiny stuff. I'm finding my live chat that should be going when I post something should be going to Rumble and YouTube and Facebook. It's only going to YouTube.
Yeah, I don't even see your rumble over here in the comments, man. Like I'm wondering what that's.
Yeah. But I'm on. But if you go to my Rumble and our live chat, it's on. It's live.
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
rolling.
seen it.
You know what I
I
mean?
saw it
So
earlier. Yeah,
I seen it. I
I
seen it.
seen it.
So before we get too deep into anything else, man, what's the good on Fanny, man? We got some more stuff, more drops, more info on Fanny. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Um,
Fanny.
I guess they pulled some phone records, and I don't.
Ooh, Fanny.
Man, so you're the authority. You know what I'm saying? So we got builders and tear
Ooh,
downers, full service. That's right. That's what we
that
do.
right. That's right. All right, man. So the biggest Fanny in GA. My girl, my girl. She ain't my girl, but you know what I'm saying. She
Yep.
they got her and Nathan Wade got caught up today, or well, Friday. Trump's lawyer. So if you remember, Trump's lawyers was very pointed in some questions. How many nights have you spent the night there? Have you ever been in the area? Like all these questions was coming in, and they were very targeted. And if you were listening live, it make you wonder, why is he's getting real targeted there. He's getting real specific. Well, he was getting specific because he had probably already had the goods, but he was definitely at the very least working on getting the goods and probably got some preliminary information stating, listen, we got Nathan Wade phone here, we got his number, we done tracked him down. So we all know that those little devices in your pockets, those little tracking devices, right? Those little AI buggers in your phone, being your phone is highly detectable, right? It leaves a nice little trail of everywhere that you go. It lets people know where you are. Let's just be real. How many hikers have gone missing? How many people have gotten lost and they ping their phone to figure out where they last were, right? Well, this happened with the Trump campaign. They pinged that phone. They went and got the path that he went from January 2021 to November 2021. All right. Now, the reason that they did this January to November in 2021 is because that Wade and Willis said that they didn't deal with each other until 2022. He got hired in 2021, November. So they wanted to track and see between January and November, have these people been together or have they not been together? Lo and behold, have mercy on all his angels. They had been together a lot.
Kicking.
Something like 12,000 interactions, right? Phone calls, text messages. They had a couple of instances where Fanny done called him about 10:45 between 11:30 at night. Hey, Wade, what you doing? Nothing, baby. I'm just killing it at the house. Oh, you just chilling? You ain't doing nothing? Nah, I ain't doing nothing. Man, this Fanny need a little rubbing. Oh, yeah? Oh, I'm on the way. And they track his phone from his house to the area that she lives. And they're like, oh, he could have went to a restaurant. Oh, he could have went to a restaurant right after you called. You reached out. And then he goes to the exact area that you live in. Now, see, if this was Fanny and her DA office trying to prosecute me for murder, right? And the
Right.
person that they said that I killed called me, and then I left and drove an hour and some change from my house to that person's house, and they end up gone. And then I go back home. We use Cellhawk. And Cellhawk says that you left your house and you went to their area, and then you went back home about 5, 6 hours later. The evidence shows that you was there. I can't be like, no, it ain't. That's a lie.
Yeah.
That is not true.
Cellhawk is lying on me, bro. Cellhawk is liars.
They liars on me. They lying on me. I was not there. I was not there. And she do it all the time. Cellhawk partners with DAs such as Fannie Willis's office all the time. They partner with the FBI all the time. So it's good for the FBI, but it's not good here. Yeah, that's not true. We want to see the interpretation, because that interpretation doesn't necessarily. Shut up. Shut up. You lied. You perjured yourself. Now I'm seeing people, oh, it don't matter. They grown. They can have sex if they want to have sex. It ain't even about that. They could have came out and said, heck yeah, we was smashing. He was taking me up through there. Right? It wouldn't have made no difference, because there's not a law, from what I understand, that says that they can't smash, but there is a law about committing perjury on the stand.
Correct.
There is a law about moral turpitude when being a sworn officer of the court, of which Fannie and Wade is. It's not about him taking her up through there with his bald head. It's not about that. It's about lying on the stand. But more importantly, it's about him smashing Fannie, getting paid upwards of $1 million, right? And then spending that same $1 million on her, going on lavish trips while going after their political opponent. That's what this is. So
Wow.
Fannie done got herself in a perjury trap. We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah. That's the one law, because one thing I heard is that there's not really a law against what she did, even though it was considered wrong. Smashing her Fanny. Said like a third grade school teacher. We're gonna smash your Fanny. Agreed. Absolutely. She deserves a Fanny smash. But a couple things. One, it was his government phone, from what I saw. Like his government issued phone. And I'm like, did you think they weren't gonna check your gut? Like, at least at the end of the day, man, if you're tied up in that kind of stuff, go to a computer store, have them do the phone wipe thing. Not that all that stuff isn't already saved to the cloud. So just, by the way, everybody listening, you are not slick. All your little Snapchats, it disappears. Really? Really, it disappears? Man, these folks. No, I did something on Twitter. I did something on Facebook, but it disappeared. Okay, first of all, we know for a fact that the FBI, the CIA, all of them are looking at your Twitters, looking at your Facebooks. They can have full access whenever they want. We know this. This is not, Zuck is gone on the stand, So we know this, first of all. Secondly, so you're not slick. Anything that's on your phone, no matter what little mask you put on it, if it's going through a network, there's basically three networks. There's AT&T, T-Mobile, which is Verizon, T-Mobile, all of that, AT&T, the landlines, and then there's the other one. Anyway, there's basically three networks. So all your little Crickets and Mobies and all of those, they're still running off all of that too, right? So nothing you put on any cell phone or computer ever can't be pulled, just so you know. The only way doing those Russian VPNs is about the best you're going to get. But then you're going to fire off all alarms because they can't get your information. This is another thing. This was when they were doing the whole TikTok thing, right? They're not mad that China's getting your info. They're mad that they're not getting your info because everything they were mad about TikTok sharing supposedly with the Chinese government, it's actually far less if you look at the rules of agreement, terms of agreement, terms of service for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All of these things have harsher and share more of your information when you sign up than TikTok does to China.
Mhm.
But we can't be bothered with the facts. Also, I find it funny what you were saying about how they're talking about getting their own delegates and electors to put forth somebody other than the guy running. Could you imagine if a party used their own delegates and electors to represent them and didn't have the other party have to approve it, or they got put on trial? Yo, who's gonna put them on? And this is why the Republicans suck, because if they
Yeah,
tried this shit at the DNC, pardon me, stuff at the DNC, no one's gonna put them on trial. No one's gonna say this is a crime. And Donald Trump did
because it's
far
not.
less.
But it's not.
Right,
It's
well, it was
not
just
I mean literally the Bernie Bros sued the DNC because Bernie won in 2016.
yeah,
He took the Democrat nomination in 2016.
all
And then
day,
they came
all day.
about with their super delegates and they sued them. And the judge came out and was like, no, sorry guys. They got super delegates and their power. I mean, they're a party. And their party
That's true.
rules are their party rules, man. So if that's what they decide to do, well, that's the party you've decided to put your faith in. You could go somewhere else. And that's why I tell people get involved. Come to the Republican Party. Come learn the process. At least start getting your mind moving and understanding how the process works. And then look into the other ones, because that's what I did.
Right.
Got in the Republican Party. I started learning how this process worked. And then I started reading the Democrat process and compared the Dem process to our process and was like, whoa, I like this over here. I like this. That's a foolishness. I like the way this is structured. I think we can do some things over here.
So, so that's kind of the key. Do you feel like, because my next question actually was, there's been talk about a MAGA party,
Mhm.
and I feel like I could probably get behind that quicker than the Republican Party if it's a
Mhm.
newer thing and it's like, okay, look, just like, because people hate the truth, but it's like, okay, we are going to have an HBCU office in the White House. You know,
Mhm.
there's a bunch more, but I'm just saying starts like that. Also, we are going to switch back to the oil standard with the goal to get back to the gold standard in America.
Mhm.
That kind of thing. Um, and I don't see any party really touting that. And I know Trump wants it, but I also know he's going to face a lot of, backlash and people standing up. And I feel like, for lack of a better term, a MAGA party, which currently led by Trump, but you know, I'm really excited about, and that's the thing. We got a deeper bench, man. We got Vivek. We got, which love him or hate him, he's a lot better and stronger than a lot of guys they got on the other side.
But it's
DeSantis did
more.
not do good nationally, but DeSantis is going to make a great senator. Matt Gates,
Yeah.
although I think Matt might be a plant, dude, because of what
Yeah.
he did with.
And there's the problem. There's the problem. The plants. All right. The plants are the problem. Who fucked us up on January 6th?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
plants,
all
right?
day, all
So
day.
when we start a MAGA party, the plants, all right? It doesn't take what fucked us up on January 6th? Oh, I
Completely.
got my Trump flag. I got my Trump hat. Oh, come on, Trump brother. You don't know this motherfucker. He literally had on all black just an hour ago, and then he put on the MAGA uniform and climbed up the wall. And now you hugging on him, talking about he's one of us.
Yep.
That's not it. We have to pay attention to who we are putting in our ranks and who we are building amongst in our ranks. It must be neighbors. And that's the problem majorly when it comes to cities and what's happening with these elections and our neighborhoods and our communities. We don't know our neighbors anymore. So because we don't know
Correct.
our neighbors anymore, we aren't building a community anymore. Everybody's walking in their doors, shutting their door, and that's it. You may see each other outside if you have a yard and you're cutting grass. Hey neighbor, hey neighbor. Okay, cool. All right. If you live in an apartment, you might see them going to the mailbox. If they happen to live in your building, you might pass them on the walkway, pass them going up and down the stairs. See each other when you're walking in and out your doors, respectively. That's it.
Yep.
We have to get back to knowing each other, knowing what we want together out as a community. What do we expect as a community? And then building that together. And until we do that, all these parties are fucked
That's
because
fair.
we're not building them on the lower level as we should. We're not building precinct chairs. We're not doing get out the vote efforts. We're not doing precinct parties, right? Which is essentially neighborhood parties. We're not doing these groups of gatherings as we should.
Right.
And it's got us fucked. Republican Party, Democrat Party, the new MAGA Party, the Green Party, the JFK Party, the RFK Party. Everybody's fucked. Fucked.
Everybody's fucking. So they're all wasted. That's one of my favorite. I can't wait till I get drops, man. My drops are gonna be off the chain. I grew up in crappy apartments. We rarely knew our neighbors. Me too, Fuego. I grew up, once again, as most people know, no brothers, no sisters, no father. Just me and my single mom who worked 2, 3 jobs at a time. So I would be a latchkey kid, and because we lived in the hood, I wasn't allowed to go outside and play. I would get home from school by myself. So starting at 6 years old, the bus would drop me at school. I would go in. I could make myself a little snack, a cold snack. Couldn't touch the toaster or the microwave yet. But I could make myself a cold snack and a glass of water. And mom got home about 6, and I could play outside in the summertime till about 7 or 8. When it got dark, you know what I mean? And, that was it. So I stayed in a lot until, I got a little older. And then I just started, I was like, I can fight. Let's go. And then I found out the hard way. I could not fight, actually. I could take the licks, though. Look at this. When you see me, I got the scar here, the scar. I got the scars to prove I've made the mistakes. I wear them. But
Well, I'm
anyway,
proud.
Fuego, that's the thing and that's also a thing, is that one of the reasons I think they show all these awful videos on social media, whether it be brown people beating up cops, black people beating up white people beating up other white people or cops or black people, whatever, whoever beating up whoever, they're showing this all the time to get you to be afraid to go out. Because if I take away your 3D world, I can keep you confined to my 2D world, where your information comes from a screen. I was at the gym today. There were a couple dudes there, younger dudes talking, and they were just talking about one of them, I guess was in the military, and these dudes were pretty ripped for young dude. I'm like, oh, I thought they were like basketball because I, live in a college town. I'm like, I bet these dudes are young OU players on some sport, baseball, basketball, track, whatever, because they look like young athletes. And they were talking this whole thing about COVID and how it was like, yeah, man, in my sophomore year, COVID hit, and it was great because all you had to do was just do any work and you got 100. If you did any work, you passed. And it was like, yeah, man, I decided to take my finals, at home instead of going in. I said I was sick. Divide and conquer. Exactly. And I'm thinking about these kids, and then they just moved to the NBA in the bubble, and Bronny smoking weed, and LeBron couldn't do nothing about it. And whoop, whoop, whoop. And I wanted to be like, me, dog. First, I want to be, it was a play. You don't think LeBron knows his son smokes weed, and you think he cares if he does? No, but it was a big play. You know what I'm saying? And it was to, because these dudes were locked up too, and they wanted to blow up, and it actually did work, quite honestly. But these kids weren't thinking to themselves, I lost real education. I lost a year. And then the one dude was talking about that he's in the army. And I was like, well, that's exactly what they want in the army.
Yep.
They want a dude who couldn't do math to save his life, that cheated on his test, that loves working out, that'll show up on that front line and bomb a bunch of poor brown people in the name of America, which is BS. And I love this country, so don't get me wrong, but I'm never going to kill innocent brown people for Ukraine in the name of America, or for Israel or Gaza or anywhere, which, by the way, complete media blackout unless you scroll through the news. Doing show prep earlier today, We are still bombing Yemen. Not saying shit about it, not talking about it. No good reason, but we're just bombing poor brown people because why not? And then we
Yep.
wonder why they hate us. You know what I mean? And
Oh well,
it's
shit,
just,
Eric Prince, Mister Blackwater.
yeah.
America needs to colonize Africa and Latin countries for the name of protection.
we hey, look, man. In his defense, us white folk are excellent colonizers. I mean, come on, man. Think about it. If we decide to colonize a spot, we. I'm just saying.
No, some amazing colonizers until you run out until your ass run up on Wakanda.
Exactly. The only people that got us beat are the Spaniards.
Spanish, yeah.
Man,
yeah.
those dudes. I mean,
them
they
some concrete motherfuckers.
yeah, play to our strength. By the way, hey man, who says all white colonization is bad? Okay, let's calm down for a second. Okay, so look,
White
if it's
is
between
right.
us and the Chinese, you want us. So
White is right.
Let's get to the Shane Gillis thing before we get into it because I want to get into it. So I got some stuff saved on Twitter. You know me. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
all right. So as a comedian, Shane Muffo Gillis. Okay, here's the thing about Shane Gillis, man, is that for those of you that don't know, he was a working stand-up comedian. He got hired on SNL, which back, even 5-6 years ago, it was a big deal. The whole thing about SNL is it's like one of the lowest paying gigs in TV, but it made your career. You know what I mean? Once you were on SNL, you were good to go. Far as whatever else you wanted, and in fact, think about the biggest comedy stars in the world basically started out there, from your Will Ferrells, Tracy Morgan, all those people. So a lot of famous people come from there. They always have good careers. So Shane Gillis got the job. Then he made Asian jokes on his Twitter a couple years before. They found that. They complained he got fired before he ever got to film one episode. He never got to read one line live before he got fired from a job he got hired for due to DEI. Well, he's friends with LA comics. Joe Rogan makes his move to Austin. People are looking. Shane, has money. So Shane kind of hooks up with him and starts hanging out. And so Shane is a regular on the most watched podcast on the planet. Joe Rogan numbers, for those of you that may not know, are the kind of numbers that most people in regular TV would cut their right arm off for. Joe Rogan's numbers eclipse everything but like the Super Bowl and NBA Finals. There just more people watch him than watch CNN or Fox. More people watch him, on like a demographic night and any one given night than MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News combined. More people are listening to Joe Rogan on that day. That's how popular and powerful he is. Shane Gillis, a regular on that show. Okay. So, of course, being a regular on that show, SNL, we're going to bring him back. We're going to bring you back. We're going to ask you to host. And instead of having any kind of fortitude and going, no, you didn't want me then. You know what I mean? Now, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all upon me. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all upon me. Anyway.
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones. Anyway, so I'm just saying. We gonna have so much fun at the Grifties, dog. Anyway, so he's like, sure, let me kiss the corporate, ass. Let me suck the corporate horn. And he goes on, and of course, I'm looking, and I know a lot of comics. I don't engage with everyone, which, by the way, got to talk about this. I might have some heat at the Grifties. We'll see, man. I got into it with this dude, and his whole thing is I'm a wigger, I'm a hardcore wigger, and I just posted, it was a simple post. It was Jon Stewart, and it said the problem with freedom, and it was like on a barn, and Jon Stewart's back, and he was kind of going in on the problem with people thinking they have freedom, and freedom isn't, allowing you to be racist or whatever the case, which unfortunately it is. Not saying it's right, but actually you can hate anyone you want in America. You can't act on that hate, but you can say, I hate you. So anyway, long story short,
We've been learning that about people in Trump since 2016.
yeah, exactly. Boy, don't we know it, man. Boy, don't we know it. You've seen that super clip of all of the newscasters and political people threatening violence against him and his followers
Mm-hmm.
and people and just voters, just people who prefer him. And it's like, hurt them, get in their face. And that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, this dude got into it with me, and I was like, you're a fanboy. And then he's like, you're retarded, you're this, you're that. I mean, he literally said this on my page, on my IG
Yeah, I saw
page.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I went in after him. Yeah, I shared it with you. I burnt him. So then from this other account, he sends me these messages. He said, I had to block you because you reported me. And I'm like, I did not report you. I don't report anyone. Say whatever you want, bro. Especially on my
Mhm.
socials. I'm not worried. And he said he was going to slap me just like what you got suspended for. He said he's going to hurt me. You know, he was going to beat me up, whatever the case. And then I just sent him, I was like, I didn't. He's like, if you're ever in the tri-state area, come on. He's like, you let me know. And I was like, dude, I'll be at the Comedy Dojo. You know, he's a wannabe comic. I was like, I'll be at the Comedy Dojo March 8th and 9th in New Jersey. You've never played there because they only book funny comedians. But if you want to roll up, see who I'm playing with and see how well that's going to work out for you. And then he deleted me off that chat too. So I don't know if he shows up or not. I'm not going to tell him what hotel I'm staying in. But let him roll up on the hoteps. Let that white boy roll up on the hoteps and see how well that works out for him. Let's
Not gonna
go.
work out.
Let's
Bunch of poopies
go.
on tight, whooping
Yeah.
his tight white ass. Yes.
Man, you know we're hoping somebody fucks up. But it's like we
Right.
don't want anybody to fuck up, but there's that little hope somebody does get out of. I found out too that there's like
Get
this
a Rainbow
6'7".
Coalition ass whoop.
Yeah, the head of security for the club is a huge Hotep fan, and he's like this 6'8" former Giants NFL player, and he runs all
Shit.
security for the club. So yeah, run up,
Okay.
dog. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Bring the
come
taste.
On. Come on. Oh my.
And not for nothing, but you know me, I spend a little time in the boxing gym. I spend a lot of time in the regular gym. So let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, unlike a lot of cats, I don't need to brag. I think it's very, look, man, let's just address this and move on. There's something, in my opinion, extremely feminine and female-ish about needing to record yourself working out. There's just something really like, you know what I mean? Who prances in the mirror and is like, oh, this is my arm now. Lift, lift, lift. This is my arm 2 minutes later. Record Instagram. That's,
Yeah.
look, man, if you feel like you need to do it for whatever reason, that's cool. But there's something extremely feminine about that to me. I grew up the
like feeding
dudes.
the homeless person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
wait. Make sure you get it.
Yeah, $2. Look at me, I'm a great person. Just like what you call it, or not just like, but many old school gyms, especially jujitsu and boxing gyms, they don't allow a phone. Like if you bring your phone, they kick you out. You still have to pay for that week. But I don't think feminine. No, baby, it's okay if if a woman wants to take pictures of herself looking hot in the gym, doing the thing. That's what women do. Women love to look hot, and they're supposed to look hot. Absolutely. But it's not for man. I think the word is narcissistic. Not necessarily. It can be. It absolutely can be. But it also can be feminine. Narcissistic and feminine are almost synonymous. But let's not.
I'd rather see women working out in the gym.
Me too.
We-
And I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to look at no dude. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. What? No. And then here's the thing. You gotta, bro. I'm in trouble. But anyway, I'm just saying, for me, there's something extreme. Like, I came from, when I first started going hard in the gym, I was in Hawaii, and I was with Hawaii gym bros and MMA fighters that have gone on. Max Holloway, widely considered one of the best UFC fighters of all time. I knew that kid when he was 17 years old. You know what I mean? 16. When he was literally training on a fucking outdoor concrete floor in, on the east side of Hawaii. So shouts to him. But I got to work with a lot of them. Chris Lieben, I actually worked out with a lot. And these dudes were like, I mean, literally, they'd call you a bitch. They're like, what are you doing with your phone? You're not serious. It's like, to them, that's the first sign you're not serious. Because they're like, you take a picture now before you come in the gym, and in a month you take a picture. And you decide if in that month you've done enough work, and if you haven't, we go another month. But you don't go and record yourself working out. You're supposed to be ugly and hideous. You're not supposed to. This is a dungeon. This is where
Yeah.
you beat your ass. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like either you're sadomasochistic and you want people to see you getting your ass kicked by yourself or a trainer or another dude in sparring, or you're a woman because it's that simple. And either way, I'm not training you. So
Mhm.
that's how you know what I mean? That's how I just came from that school of this is supposed to be filthy and ugly and painful. It's not supposed to be such a joyous occasion that you want to share it with the world. So,
The phone is for two reasons in the gym: the time and the music.
well, I listen to
That's it.
podcasts. Yeah, man. I listen to
Oh, but yeah,
I,
the other podcast. Yeah.
honestly, dude, I'll put on like some MSNBC shit or one of those dudes just so I'm mad or Destiny. So I'm in there and I'm like, "Ugh," you know what I'm saying? You lying sack of shit. This is why I have to fight people on Twitter because of these lies.
Because of these lies.
Ugh. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Yeah.
I
Been
do.
there.
It motivates.
Been there.
And I'm like, get that energy out, dog. Get that. I'm like, if this is the only way I can get it, this is how I'm gonna get it. Anyway, sorry. Moving on. Back to Shane Gillis, real fast. He shouldn't have done Saturday Night Live. This whole we got to build our own, we got to do our own thing, and Joe Rogan is the pinnacle of that. And now I see you got a lot of comedians just supporting him, and that's what it is. SNL has their lowest rating in years, lowest activity in years. Nobody cares anymore about SNL because they're not funny and they're not honest. And first of all, you have to be honest to be funny. If it's a complete lie based on nothing, it's not funny. It has to have a kernel of truth in there. And then past that, it has to be relevant. And SNL has not been truthful or relevant, ergo not funny for years. They put Shane Gillis on. Now Joe Rogan will tweet about it. Now the most popular people in the world are all over my Twitter. And it's both sides. Because like I said, I know comedians in San Francisco and stuff. Extreme. They're like, he was trash. This was so offensive. How dare he? I would never book him. And it's like, yeah, that's why you book a crappy bar in San Francisco. You know what I mean? And he's on the TV there. No hate on that part. But I'm telling you, he should not have done it. It sucks. To me, it is a step backwards. And he got a Bud Light. So this dude making over $1 million a year on tours, the first comedian to get a Bud Light sponsorship post the fiasco, right? Because he's the dude's comedian, right? Because you can't sponsor Joe because, one, Joe doesn't need the money, and two, he'll laugh at you and be like, well, we need you to do this, this, and this. He's like, I won't do shit I don't want to do. I'm Joe Rogan. So, he's very Trump in that way. You're not going to get Trump to do anything he doesn't want to do. I love that. So anyway, Shane should not have done SNL, in my opinion. He's better than that. We are better than that. And helping their side with our side is BS. If they fire you, if they say they don't want you, and you don't change, and all of a sudden they want you, fuck them. Period. It's like, I got Joe Rogan. I can sell out 2,000-3,000 seat venues at $100 a ticket. I got a sponsorship from Bud Light. I don't need you anymore. I can make $100,000 a year just selling my stupid T-shirts. So he can do better. He should have done better. And if I see him, I'm going to tell him. Done. That's my opinion. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, all of that. It was funny to see him kiss the ring, but it was also funny to see him make fun of like Trump and Biden. That was hilarious with the sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely did. That was truly funny. I don't know, man. They're trying to. What I don't like is how they're working really hard to make it seem like Trump is lying about everything, right? And he's going to tell a lie no matter what, and you just got to believe in the lie because he eventually is going to believe in the lie. It's like, what's not a lie? Like, what did he lie about? Oh, he lied about the election. How? I can
Well,
show you in Georgia, right? So that's the only thing is that he kissed the ring and he's still pushing this, Trump is a liar, whatever the case may be thing. I'm not with that. Like I'm with Joe Rogan. I'm not kissing your ass for nothing. Sorry, but
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, got to send a shout out over on Rumble to Sweet Sweet Digital Studio in the house. Sweet Sweet Digital Studio says work a 20-ounce hammer for a few days, Mikey. LOL. Yeah, I have, and it sucks. That's why I learned to sell shit and podcast and tell jokes because I don't want to do that. All right, I've done it. It takes a certain kind of man, and I ain't him. All right, I'm not gonna say I'm not fighting you on this. Okay, it takes a strong, mentally, physically strong, tough dude, especially when his muscles are aching and it's hour 9 of a 12-hour shift. You know what I mean? All respect, all love. Can't mess with it. You know what I mean? We need more guys that can do that, and God knows I know the value of them because I ain't one of them. You know what I mean? I don't find much value in comedians or podcasters because I can do it as good as most. Depending on. And then you have like your pros, your HJs, you have your level of folks I'm just happy to play on the field with. You know what I mean? Because they elevate my game. Don't get me wrong, sweet. But however, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you know why
Tim
I
Chumper's
have
doing
gotten
good
into
now.
broadcasting and podcasting? I've been slinging a fucking sledgehammer since I was 12 years old. That was the reason why. Like, I went to college for computer engineering. Was like, wait a minute. I did 6 years of grueling and to just no. I don't even want to do that. I'll run the company. I don't even want to be in the streets. Broadcasting, okay. Computer engineering, all right. Let's go. Screw this. Nope, not. And then what am I doing? I'm still slinging sledgehammers and podcasting and broadcasting. Like,
Wait a minute. Dude, that was I knew I could talk. You know, and
yeah,
honestly, I chalked that up to growing up in the hood.
yeah.
And I had two choices, and that was with this mouth, I had two choices, and that was learn
Pause.
how to fight or talk.
Pause.
Pause.
That's a pause.
I had two choices, man. I could learn how to fight or learn how to sell shit. You know what I'm saying? And I learned how to sell shit and talk because, man, I would be in trouble otherwise. So really, it was that
Mhm.
hip hop that I did back in the day that saved my butt. So shout out to my man Sean. Haram in the building. Man, we
Now,
gotta give Haram saved my ass. Haram helped save the grifties on a large level this week, man.
okay.
Long story short, man, one of our presenters dropped out, musical presenter, dropped out. He was like, I got stuff to do with my band in LA. And Fuego's hollering at you too. Yeah. So anyway, what does he say? Let's go. Oh, sorry.
No
No
men
men
pics
pigs.
at the gym.
That's it. That's it.
It's
Yes.
super homosexual. That's it. Straight up.
Man, hit me with the you can't handle the truth real fast. One time.
You can't handle the truth.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But anyway, just a shout out to my man Haram. So he flexing at the gym and my man. No, you keep going. No, Fuego, of all the people, you're allowed. We're gonna give you a pass for
Your
comedy
name is
purposes.
hot. Your name is hot.
His name is actually Dumpster Fire. If you
Dump,
understand.
dumpster
Yes.
fire.
That's what Fuego.
That's what that is.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still hot.
That's
It's
hilarious.
still
He's
hot.
straight comedy, man. So you come out of the club. As long as you want some of that tip in your mouth, you can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Pause, granddad.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Pause.
My man's- okay, cool. Let's roll. All right, we riding then. You know what I'm saying? 10 toes. Let's ride. Y'all killing me. Anyway, just real fast back to it, man. My man saved the Grifties we were up a creek. We had one other guy. That guy's already winning an award, so it would be very hard to have him read the category when he's, you know what I mean? It's a whole thing. You understand how it is. You don't want to burn performers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we were up a creek, man, and I was digging and looking, and I was like, well, man, this man is around the corner, knows this stuff. Let me holler at him. And you know what I mean? He was like, how about this guy? He was like, I've been knowing this guy for a while, and I think he's going to be perfect. So I hit the guy up. He's like, yeah, we're going to send a shout out to Nerd Nash, one of the founders of Black Twitter.
Yep. Got to give him the.
He came through. He's going to be exciting. What's crazy is he seems like a better performer for this, and people are more excited about him than they were the previous guy, which is really cool he's more involved in the Hotep Nation. So I think it's just beautiful all the way around. And a lot of that is because Haram came through. Thank you. Thank you, Haram. Thank you, sir. So Reef in the building. We're going to call him Reef. Goodness, man, we've already been on an hour. And we That's good, though. We're getting through the fun stuff. You know what I mean? It's funny. That, we just got so much to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's see here. Yeah, so Shane should not have done that. Trump just keeps winning. Absolutely. Trump is making it happen from the shoes. If you're watching regular news, you might think one thing. Trump got banged for 350 plus like another 10. That's all the money he has in his account. And literally the news has said they're breaking him, that he's going to face he's literally facing word for word, and I quote, Trump facing financial ruin heading into the election. Now,
Except
I'm gonna let Pro tell. Pro, could you tell me the things that might refute or be incorrect about that statement, maybe?
Well, I don't know. There's this, a little bit of truth that needs to be, socialized out here in the world. I can count about 4.5 billion situations, the George Washington's, that may dispute him being in financial ruin because, man, like True Social is like the biggest thing as far as social media is concerned, and at least what people are willing to invest in social media. And the man just Truth went public, and or listen, it's been approved to go public, and it put him up to about $5 billion in cash on, or well, $5 billion additional to his worth. He also has plenty of properties that are worth money. And I think that's the big issue that's going to come into play. And that's why Letitia James is like, yeah, we're trying to go and we're trying to take Trump's property. And what's bad with that is they've already shown that they can devalue his property, right? So since they've shown that they can devalue his property and then say, oh, well, this building that he has equated at, $500 million is really only worth $5 million. So we're going to take this and put it towards $5 million of the debt. And this $200 million property, it's not worth no dang on $2 million. It's really worth not worth no $200 million. It's worth $1.2 million. So we're going to take it and put it towards 1.2. So like they're going to financially bankrupt him by taking his properties and undervaluing them and removing them from his pockets. But with him putting forth all of these appeals, that's gonna, pause up some things. Now, what it will do, or we'll have a situation with, is he has to put the money up front, and they have to hold the money in order for them to run through the whole appeals process. So and I still don't think it's gonna be a problem because, like, the man has fucking money, okay? The man has fucking money. You don't get to do the shit that he has done and is doing and not have the fucking money, right? Somewhere in one of his unmarked, unnamed properties that's under fucking 30 different shell companies is a vault full of fucking money, and the money machines just go all day long, right? And he's gonna walk over to one side of the room that's worth like $400 million. And you're like, you, you, pack up the whole side of the room. Let's go. And it's not going to be a problem because, Fannie Willis has big cash all the time. So nobody's going to have a problem with him walking in with $400 million worth of cash because Fannie Willis says it's great to have cash stashed in your house somewhere because that's what the black man says needs to happen. And the black man is always right. And that's why they put Fannie Willis' dad on the stand, because the black man is right all the time. It only makes sense. So, yeah.
Oh, and I got to show you something. I got to, and that's true. I got to get into it. If Letitia James tries to go after his assets and they lose the appeal, they'll have to pay back the assets with interest. Hell yeah, and I hope they do. Trump has money? What? I love that. Right? And it's not like, and this is how dumb people are. They depend on your ignorance to get by. It's just like any other comment in the world. If you're wise to my scheme, I'm screwed. You know what I mean? If I'm a magician, you can't know how the trick works and you're not going to buy the ticket to the show. And the
Mhm.
thing there is that you don't think Trump can get loans? You don't think Trump has good credit? Pays back hundreds of millions of dollars, probably, I think it's probably well over $1 billion with interest to banks all over the planet. And you don't think he can get enough to run for president when Nikki Haley is still in? Get out of my face. Like that's no research. That is me just thinking for 5 seconds. A man who has been in business, who has all the collateral. He has all the collateral, right? So anyway, he says
He's
he
gonna
doesn't
go
have
to
to
the
put
same banks.
exactly,
The
exactly.
same banks that was in the in the trial, who's like, yeah, we'll gladly do business with them again. He's gonna go to them and be like, hey, I need $400 million. Of course, Mr. Trump.
And what about the
It's like,
Bitcoin bros? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what about the Bitcoin bros? There are people who love Trump who do not want CBDC, who legit
mhm.
fear it, that will invest in Trump getting into office just to hold that back. And right on him. If I had money, I don't know what that's like, but if I did have money, I would, and it was in crypto, which it would be. I'd make sure that, Trump got that because he's smart. Somebody on his team knows how, and if not, they need to call us. But anyway,
Mhm.
he doesn't have to put up all the money, technically, Haram says, for the appeal, but they can just start taking his assets in New York City. It just isn't done because if she loses New York City, they'll have to pay interest daily on the money. Yeah, because they're telling him he has to pay daily interest currently. Am I correct
Mhm.
there? I don't know for sure, but I know you will. So,
Yeah, they're saying that he has to pay every day that he doesn't pay, it's incurring interest. So I don't know. And
whatever.
she is pushing. She wants to come take the property. She's saying that she's trying to go after the properties if he doesn't hurry up and pay. So it would be smart just to go ahead and just give him the 300 and whatever the money is. Give it to him. It's gonna go into escrow. And while in escrow, fight this shit out. And boy.
Man, I wish I could talk to Trump because I could help him here. Look,
Yeah.
dog, when you write a check, you got a couple days for it clears. And when it bounces, you get a whole nother cycle on the bounce check. Now you
Yeah.
incur more fees, but if you're waiting on court to hit, you know what I mean? Because you're going to get off anyway because this shit is crazy. Then you know what I mean? Look, just write him a hot check, dog. You know what I mean? Look, I'm just telling you. I know these things. I know how they work. I'm a poor man. You know what I mean? So
Put the money
let's
in the
do it.
account. The money be in the account. Write the check. You know what I'm saying? Post date the check. You know what I'm saying? And while the check's post dated, pull the money out of the account. Take the
Right.
money out of the account. Move it somewhere else. Keep jumping around.
Make
You're
sure it
you're
happens.
you're white, man. You'll be fine.
I want to show you something real fast that I find interesting. Watch this. Let me share this screen. Okay. So just real fast to let you know, they valued Mar-a-Lago at what, 18 million or something, 20,
Mm-hmm.
28, just something
Something
ignorant.
stupid. Yeah.
Now, if you do actually, believe it or not, Tim Pool did a great segment on this where he pulled up like Zillow and they checked the prices all around Mar-a-Lago. Now, people that don't know this, Mar-a-Lago stretches from one end of the sea to the other. It is huge, right? It is a huge property. There are tiny one lot 8-acre properties going for 15 and 20 million. And you're telling me with the golf course and everything he has, it's easily $1 billion. It's easily $1 billion. However, since all this fun stuff came up, I want to just show you this. Boom. Okay, so the address for Mar-a-Lago, as you can see here, is 1100. If you can see it there, let me get it bigger. If you can see it here, it is 1100 South Ocean Boulevard, Palm Beach, Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you go Zillow. That's where to go to check it out. Uh-oh, something broke. You can't check the value of Mar-a-Lago's property on Zillow. Really? You know what I'm saying? Really? Like, I don't believe it. So we're going to go back. 1100. See, I didn't put Mar-a-Lago in. I just put, boom, 1100 South Ocean Boulevard. Let's go again. I haven't looked at loc.gov because I didn't want to lose my mind. So let's see what Realtor says. 30,000 square feet, 9 bedroom, 12 and a half bath, 23.5 million in 2008. Estimated value 20. Ooh, they dropped it. Wow. Wow, they dropped it. Wow. 28 million. But then we can look, let's see here. Other properties couldn't find any other properties on South
Found the
Ocean
good boy.
Boulevard.
Sorry, guy.
Huh. It's broken and we can't find. But the one thing we know is what the judge said it was worth. It was worth. Now, are there properties around there? Let's do this. Let's just try. Let me see if I can try this real fast. Hold on. Let me try this real fast. Let's see here. Let's go. So that's why it's C to C. Yeah. And then it goes completely out. And then hold on, let's go back. We're going back real fast. Man, they slowing me down. Let's go 1,200. See what that gives us.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Okay,
Flo.
so yeah, 20. So if we look right now, Redfin is selling a. This is 1,200. So right in the same area. Look at that. For 5 beds, 6.5 bath, 20. So much smaller than Mar-a-Lago, and it's 73 million. So how is 1,200 South Ocean Boulevard worth 73 million, right? And it's 10,000 square feet smaller. It has what is that? 5 less bathrooms, 4 less bedrooms, and yet it's And what's funny is it says price 24 million there, and then you hit it, and it's 73 million there. Huh? That's wacky. It's almost like I don't trust it. Man.
I got Willow
go ahead.
telling me that what is that 1,200 South Ocean Boulevard? Okay, no, this is what city did that say?
It's like Manalon or something.
Manalapan, right? Manalapan?
Yep.
Manalapan?
Yep.
Because Zillow's telling me it's worth 39.9 mil.
Because Zillow told me he couldn't find it. Remember, I just
Yeah.
Because I went through. I didn't
South
want to.
Ocean Boulevard, Manalapan, Florida, 7 bed, 8 bath, 18,429 square feet.
That's crazy.
1.57 acre lot. So a 1.57 acre lot is only worth 39.9, and Mar-a-Lago is how many acres again?
10. I think it's 18, 12 to 18 because it's got the golf. It's got a full golf. It's got a full 18-hole golf course on it. And build Hotepistan in the neighborhood. Yeah. Like I said, Fuego, I'm gonna have the 2-mile radius outside of Hotepistan, the last Hotep Chance hotel is where you come to get all your sin out before you head into Hotepistan. We're going to have the smoke room and the bar and the live music. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time for everyone. Then everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? You're on your way to Hotepistan. You need one last little. Or it's going to be like Rumspringa. As kids come of age in Hotepistan, they send them to my hotel / nightclub / jungle room, whatever you want to say. The detox center. Yeah, no, that's somebody else is gonna. That's gonna be homeboy. That's gonna be Goldstein for when they detox. Mine is gonna be the tox, not the detox. We're just gonna tox. So, anyway, sorry, man. Back to business. But yeah, no, who's got to be pissed is all the people who own land around Mar-a-Lago. You have these 23 to $50 million properties that are an acre or she says your soulmate says whatever. You're financial.
Don't get in trouble, my guy.
Yeah, because when she leave your ass, she gonna leave with half. So anyway, your soulmate says whatever. Your financial partner says great idea. I love it. See, there you go, babe. That's what I'm talking about. So she wants me to get that money so she can leave. I get it. I wouldn't leave me yet either. You know what I mean? So, I'd leave me in 5 years, but I wouldn't leave me now. Good Lord, we are getting derailed tonight, and that's okay, man. It's one of those nights, man. So
be derailed and railed.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh man. So just a quick update. HJ sent an email out if you're on his daily email list that got me excited for the Grifties that you are the official DJ, protocol official DJ of the Grifties.
Like that fuel.
Right.
It's going to be some large and in charge action. But he sent an email out saying that he's excited about it, super excited. And he actually put on here that word on the street is some popular influencers will also be in the audience, and they will. And they may even grace the stage. And he literally put this line right here: the unpredictability of this event is beyond the reach of even a hotel. But you're going to want to be in the building for the world's greatest award show. We're down to like 15 tickets left already. And, you know, the fact that HJ himself is like, this is unpredictable. You know, you understand what it is to be a showrunner. I'm a showrunner for a show unpredictable. The guys running it don't even know what's going to happen. I can't
listen,
wait.
all
It's
I
going
got
to
to
be
say
hell of a
is,
show.
If we need Secret Service, let me know early. I've had to go through Secret Service a couple times, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. So prep me if I need to get ready for Secret Service. Okay.
And we got Cannon driving up, and you know what that means.
Oh,
His trunk going to be full. You know what I'm saying? We going to be all right. I think Rudy's driving up too, so you know what I mean. We gonna be good. You know what I mean. Junk in the trunk, junk in the pause,
we can talk about junk in the trunk.
but not
We can
Cannon's
talk.
junk in
No,
his trunk.
no.
Oh man, I appreciate you dealing with my shenanigans and tomfoolery. No, you're like
It
I have
keeps
no
the show
idea.
alive.
So man, I got a question for you. What's going on with Black Twitter? It's blowing up. Like it
Man,
is
I don't
going
know.
down.
Well,
Do
you know
you think
what?
there's something specific?
I took a break from Black Twitter.
Fair.
I took a break because Black Twitter be blowing me sometimes. I be seeing some of the dumbest shit on Black Twitter. Like, what's the girl name? She just had the baby. With the pink coochie hole.
Oh,
Sexy Red.
yeah, Sexy Red. Yeah.
Sexy Red was pinching her coochie lips this weekend, and they were stuck on the Trump sneakers, and it was just too much. I was like, you know what, Black Twitter, you guys got it. I'm going over here with anime Twitter. We're going to talk about Avatar, the last Airbender. I'm not paying attention to y'all this weekend. I'm okay. I'm all right.
So I have a I have a question for you. Why do you think Luke Campbell is saying that after Trump's speech, if you vote for him and you're black, you have to be out of your mind? And he actually said mind, not mind, because you know.
Because he's a jackass. He's out here. I am out of your mind. Because I've never been yours, Uncle Luke. You should have been worried about the number one zodiac sign, Uncle Luke. That dude's a nincompoop, to say the least. So
Yep.
yeah, man. So what happened was Trump made the statement about they say that I'm gaining in the African American support because I've been prosecuted and unjustly attacked, and maybe there's something to that because maybe they know something about that, or something along the lines that Trump said like that, right? And
Right.
they were like, oh, so because we've been to jail and we've been prosecuted, we should just automatically support you. So first you dumbasses said it, oh, well, just because the shoes, we should just support you. And now it's, oh, because you went to jail, we should just support you. Nigga, that's not what the fuck he said. And that's why,
Correct.
man, listen, now that is one Black Twitter thing that caught my attention this weekend that made me just like, I had to snap on they dumbasses being Uncle Luke. And I've been trying to goad this motherfucker in the conversation. He won't reply to me. He won't reply. He won't reply. Killer Mike won't reply. I'm just trying to figure out what's up. Killer Mike. Come on. Hey, bro, Tatumville. That's all I got to say. Tatumville. Tatumville.
Come get
You
some.
know what that
Come
mean?
get some.
Nah. Ain't even come
I know
get
what
some.
Tatumville is.
He knows what Tatumville and who. Oh, all right. Tatumville, Killer Mike. Yes, Haram. I was on him, Plies. I'm on their neck, and I want to see what they got to say. Because you not finna be out here leading the people astray on some BS, and you not get checked. Uncle Luke around here being the goddamn who that dude with the Daisy Dukes on for Joe Biden. Okay, that's what Uncle Luke got going on. He around here, come on, shake that shit, girl, for Biden. You know what I'm saying? He in the geriatric center with Biden, busting it open on 95 South for Biden. So I want to know what, man, please listen. Man, listen, Luke, you a dumbass. Somebody clip this and send it to us. You're dumb as shit. And come see about it. Let's have a conversation. Let me show you how much of a not real nigga you is. Let me show you how much of a bitch you is, Uncle Luke, Mr. Campbell. Let me show you what's up. Because you around here capping for the Democrat Party like they actually did some good. Sir, I would respect you if you said fuck the Democrats and fuck the Republicans. I'd respect you more. I respect you more if you say, look, y'all ain't got to vote for Trump, but you better not vote for Biden either. I will respect you more. But the fact that you don't do that, Uncle Luke, the fact that you don't do that, you's a bitch. We ain't calling it Uncle Tom no more. We ain't calling it Uncle Ruckus no more. We calling that shit Uncle Luke. If you around here busting open for the Democrat Party and them your masses, we calling y'all Uncle Lukes. I'm done. You're muted. Come back. There we go.
Uncle Luke's, all y'all Uncle Luke's around the world, y'all better watch out because Pro is on that ass. Pro's about to break one off. He's about to show you. Y'all done ran around here without, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, Mr. Too Call. Yes.
PlayStation.
Y'all been running around out here like somebody's, because you've been paid by the man, acting like you love the man and he's really doing stuff for the poor folk. You know what I mean? And then here we are. Pause. Yes, sir.
I'm on their neck, man. Cause I'm deep in the policy, bro. I know the policy. I can go head to head, one-on-one with anybody when it comes to policy, bro. And they don't want it. Even with the people who talk about Trump and the vaccine, let's not understand. People was upset about Trump with the vaccine. I feel your pain, but understand there's a city full of niggas in Savannah, right? Who was not finna go out their house unless it was a fucking vaccine. There's a city full of niggas in Atlanta that was not finna come out their house unless they told him it was a vaccine. So he had to say that stupid shit. But if you paid attention, he also said a whole bunch of other shit. For UVC lighting. He talked about the O3 gas treatments. He talked about the lights. There was a lot of things that he talked about that would get rid of COVID. But he went with the vaccine shit because, listen, there's a whole bunch of people who wasn't going to move unless they heard that it was a fucking vax out there. It's just it. That's it. Now, do I wish he would talk more about the other stuff and the other treatments? Hell yes, I wish he would talk more about the other stuff and the other treatments. But his talking ain't for me. His talking ain't for you if you're smart enough to be in this and paying attention with us tonight. He's not talking to us about the vaccine. It's the dumb motherfuckers who want the vaccine. It's them. So he does it for them. It's not for us. He does it for them. It's simple.
It's playing the game.
It's
a lot of it. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying a lot of times it has to be done. For instance, man, I want to make a comparison here. Something I don't see a lot of people doing, but has to do with abortion and slavery, which I know I should not. I mean, people are like, but hey, man, I'll say what I like. But here's the thing. There were, if you look in history, there were presidents against slavery. They felt it was morally wrong, but it was just what was, it was the law of the land, the rule of the day.
Yeah.
And a lot of people at that time made arguments that they were taking folks out of worse lives and giving them better lives. I mean, if you dig into it, there's a whole thing, about how, they I can't even say the word they called them, the slave folks, that were dragged here. But there's a whole argument about how they have a better life because they were savages in another land, and here they have, homes and this and that. Wrong, morally despicable and disgusting. Similar, in my opinion, to abortion. However, it wasn't illegal, and it was the law of the land, and we had to fight a war to change it. And I don't know if anybody cares. I think Christians have been too watered down and weak. And honestly, I know most Muslims are pro-life, but I think if anything is gonna, like, the last time I heard of anyone doing anything to throw transgender children's hour out of their community was the Armos in L.A. I have a friend of a friend who's part of that, community. She's actually an entertainment attorney, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we don't do that." You know what I mean? It was just, we don't do that. Get out of our community, and that's the problem. Christians stopped doing that, but I feel like it's the same thing with abortion. Trump he personally lands on pro-life, but he's not sure if it should be legislated, right? And in that way, man, I'm very, I guess, libertarian. I believe abortion is completely evil, immoral, and wrong. Absolutely, without a doubt. And in fact, if for no other reason, there's over 3 million black folks that aren't here. There's,
Right.
you know what I mean? Out of that 3 million, think about when you pull 3 million black folks as a sample group. You're going to have a higher number of scientists, a higher number of high-level athletes, a higher number of teachers, a higher number of people who understand value and give back to their community, or just do what they do at a higher level. And that's just what it is, man. Fight me, whatever. Numbers are numbers. They don't lie. And the same people that want to fight me on that sure love the whole, black people, the numbers about black folks commit 50% of the crime and they're only 20% of the population. So they love those numbers. But when I go, yes, but if you look at the numbers, black folks on the average perform much higher than any other race of folks given a sample size group, especially given opportunities. That makes them mad. What are you going to do, right? So you can't like some numbers and hate the other numbers. So long story short, when it comes to abortion, I'm going to get right to you, Haram. I think it's morally wrong and evil, but it is not illegal completely. It is in Oklahoma. It is here. Literally, it's so harsh here. If you're a woman leaving the state to get an abortion and they pull you over and stop you, they can detain you for trying to get an abortion. And it's old school. But anyway, so that's how I see Trump when it comes to that, because I know that's a huge thing, and I think it's important to understand you got to play the game, right? If I'm running for office, I can say I think abortion is wrong, but it should be up to the state, and ultimately that means it's up to the counties. And if you want to live in a county that does not allow it, I highly recommend you go there. So let's talk to Haram for a second. Besides the vaccine BS, he left January 6 people out to dry. Okay, we can get in. He didn't know a lot about that, and well, we may choose another night to get into that. We might have y'all. We might do it just a. We might. You know what? We're gonna. You know what? Not might. Haram is too valuable and too key of a player. We'll have a night, whether it be a Tuesday night. We'll make it. We don't have to take up unless you want to do a Sunday, whatever. But we're gonna have a night where you guys talk. You know what I mean? I'll moderate. But you guys talk. And that's the thing. I know he doesn't hate Trump, right? But I think there's some things that I would love for you to share with him, but it's going to be a 4-hour show.
And he's definitely going to share with me because, again, his family has direct dealings with it. And I completely understand. But, like,
I agree with the cabinet.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things I agree with. I agree with the cabinet. I semi kind of agree with January 6 people. The only thing is, like, there's nothing he could. I don't think they arrested anybody until after he was out of office. If they didn't arrest anybody until after he was out of office, there really was nothing that he could do about him.
They hadn't charged. They waited till after basically he was on his way out. And then after that, what kind of power did he actually have? You think they were going to, he could have signed a pardon and then there would have been,
Oh, it would have been crazy. It would have been bananas.
They'd have been dragging my folks out on the street and shooting them.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it would have happened. Shit, I would have been right along there with you. Just listen, just like back
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
day
yeah.
when them folk was dragging out people who looked like me, they was killing you because you was a nigga lover. All right.
Oh yeah,
So
oh
I
yeah.
was
I would have
being
been.
I was being pulled right out there with you because I was a cracker lover. You're a MAGA lover. You got that too, you know. So that's just the world that we've kind of allowed to fester now, and we got to do something about it. But I definitely agree. He's arguably had one of the worst cabinets. I won't say that it was the worst cabinet, but it was one of the worst cabinets. I believe his cabinet was very, very effective in a lot of situations. Um, if we honestly go back and look at the things that took place, uh, were there some war hawks? Yeah, there was some war hawks, but he did keep them at bay. He kept them at bay as best he could, and I appreciate that. The Patriot Act, I believe in that situation with the Patriot Act. He did campaign to get rid of it, but he re-signed it. But when he re-signed it, and that's where I had to go back and look, it was like, okay, I do believe within this Patriot Act, the NSA and possibly CISA and a few other agencies was tied into this Patriot Act. And these were the same people that we were using to track what they were doing with the elections. All right. So it's like, I can keep gathering my data and moving forward because ultimately, y'all, that is what Jack Smith's case is about. That's what Fannie Willis's case is about. They are trying to strip this man of all the information that he has gathered onto them. That's what Jack Smith was about. They wanted to find out, yo, what dirt did this motherfucker take with him that is going to implode the whole deep state, right? He he used it to his advantage as he was supposed to. I can't get mad at that. Could things have been better? Hell yeah, things can always be better. You know what I'm saying? I love Tuesday morning / Monday morning quarterbacking. You know what I'm saying? It could always be better,
Sure.
but this is where we are.
It is what it is. One of my most favorite saying. I got a T-shirt that says "It is what it is." And I love wearing it, but I got to be careful because sometimes I'm mad about something. And somebody's like, "Look at your shirt, bitch." I'm like, "You're
Yeah,
right. What can I
yeah,
say?" Haram, man, you make some valid points, and I know you actually have some personal experience with some folks firsthand, and I would love to hear about that if you're willing to share, and we'll do a thing, man. And he's like, I don't want to talk to y'all about this. I'm like, dude, I will be neutral. I can be pretty neutral because, as I've said, you bring me somebody better than Trump, and I'll consider voting for him. I was excited about RFK until he was like, yeah, but guns, you can't have them,
right,
and
right.
you need lots of transgender folks in your community. I was like, I'm out on you, dog. I'm out. So, and then I'm like, you know how I know he's not the one? Because they haven't killed him yet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't taken him out. That's why he's not the one. So, but anyway, as far as Kennedys go. So, man, all right. So, and to get into it, speaking of that, man, I agree. Accountability. So, Haram, are you down? Are you down? We'll schedule it eventually, man. You know I'll hit you up, dog. It might be after the Grifties. Who knows? But man, let's do a night, man. When you have some time, I'll do mediator. Not that you guys are uncivil. I just want to be in the mix with you. Come on, don't leave me out. And I always try to leave the white boy out. Dang.
Nah, man,
Okay.
you're our DEI
Fuck yeah,
hire,
yeah.
damn it.
Exactly. Well, I come from, the Hotep White Boy Storage State, Oklahoma. So it's
Yeah.
fine. I didn't even know until I
Hey.
got hired. Speaking of white boys, he said, "Fuck yeah, he's down." So yeah, man, we'll schedule that. Speaking of that, man, we got a lot going on. Okay, I'm gonna start out. I'm gonna throw it because, man, if there's one thing we need, it's more white people going first. Okay.
Always happens. Matter of fact, hold that thought. Let me go do something right quick. Hold that thought.
All right.
Keep the people occupied.
Well,
Yeah.
just for specific purposes, I do kind of produce this one. I'm not even saying I'm as good of a producer as him, but I do produce this show. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, man, I ain't even fucking with you no more. I'm fair. But I do produce this show. So normally I kind of, write it, run it by him and kind of, tee it off. Because the whole idea is, if y'all don't know, I have a show on Tuesday night called PT Pod that's more comedy, an interview-based fun show, a little more fun than this, and it's made what I like to call it local heroes, and it's people that you may not know in your community that are making a big difference, whether it be in politics, through volunteering, through just the job they have, following their dream. Is someone I feel like you should know about that, it'll be a fun conversation. And it's loose and it's light and it's playing jazz. Then Protocol has an amazing show on Friday nights called Friday Night Flights, but it is professor level deep. Man, he digs into politics, things that are happening, right now in current events and things of that nature. And the whole idea about this show is to meet in the middle, right? I get to be a little more serious, maybe. I get to do, get into these political things I want to get into that it's very hard to talk to anybody about because you know how inflammatory these things are. But I get to get into it with him, and I get to take someone who's that deep and serious about this stuff, and I get to dig in and learn more and do better. And hopefully for him, he has a show where he can have a little fun and he can loosen up a little bit and kind of get a comedic or even make his own cracks about the things that he discusses and deals with as a community leader and influencer. So that's the whole idea. And he's back. What up, man? Pew, 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 protocol.
Whew, I'm back.
All right.
I forgot I was baking muffins. The muffin man.
So you had to use the bathroom. That's fair. I get it. I know what it is.
No. Came back from the kitchen. Muffins.
Muffins. So okay, so let's get into it, man. Let me just ask you first how you feel about how do you feel about what's going on with the white right kind of pro-white movement,
Burn 'em all.
for lack of a better word? Burn them.
Burn them all.
For those of you, and for for those of you that don't know, it's kind of a thing right now where it seems like, for lack of a better term, it's white folks on the right hand side of the aisle that seem to be kind of pushing a pretty hardcore pro white movement, for lack of a better term. What would you call it?
It's definitely some white victimhood there, and I would call it a pro-white movement, but I don't see where it's like I don't see where it's really pro-white. Like I don't see where it's progression, right? I'd see it more as the victimhood that they talk about. Oh my gosh, there's no white people in the AI. Oh my god. Where's the white pilot? Oh my god. Like
The pilot thing was, that was not a good look for my people. We were not. That was not a. When I see a black pilot, I worry. Really?
like what was that, dude? Like what was that? Why do you worry? Tell me where there has been a black pilot that was in an accident that you know of. Let me know. Because the only black pilot I know that was in an accident was Denzel Washington, and he he saved some lives in that,
He did.
all jack. So, I don't know what to call it. What I really think that it is, honestly, it's a concerted effort, and people feel like there's not a concerted. No, it's definitely a concerted effort in some people within the uniparty establishment movement, right? We always hear HJ and them talk about the call and who got the call. I think there's multiple people with multiple networks that put out calls. All right, you got the Verizon, your T-Mobile, your AT&T, right? I think you got your calls that was put out on your different networks, and I think it was the hey, it's okay to support Trump call, and I think it's the hey, these motherfuckers are all coming to support Trump. Here's your call to make sure you can do whatever it is that you can to make sure that these people stay away from supporting Trump. You know what I'm saying? Insert the sneakers. Insert, black men bad. Black conservatives aren't really that smart, or the black people who are thinking about Republican becoming Republicans aren't really that smart. Banana nut. Banana
Pause.
nuts.
Cross is burning it all.
Yes, yes, we're gonna burn, but we got to burn. They got to be pimped out crosses though, right? And maybe we don't even set them on fire. Maybe we get some
Blinged out,
Christmas lights.
iced
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. Get some Christmas lights with the drip. You know, the icicle Christmas lights. Put
Mhm.
them on there and give it the drip. You know what I'm saying? Give it the drip effect. Um, but yeah, man, I think that's really what's going on. I think the call was sent out, and I think it's a concerted effort. You know what I'm saying? Because there's too many of them. It's Jack Posobiec, it's Charlie Kirk, it's Ben Shapiro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's multiple people who are higher ups, right? That are saying this stupid stuff. That is like, all right. It's the dude on Fox, right? Who's,
Mhm.
blacks, they love their shoes, which to be fair, I found it funny, right? For
That's a little different in my opinion because he wasn't like insulting the culture. He
no,
was
he
just
wasn't.
being unaware. That
It,
that's how those people think, dog. Like
it
that's
is.
like those rich whites or the New York. Like okay, for instance, I know a couple people over there, women pilots who I won't even get in a car with a female Uber. Yeah, no, dude, don't. Yeah, women are great drivers and pilots, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Maybe, I don't have firsthand experience because I try not to be in cars or flights with women. But hey, look, I'm sure they are. I'm sure there's some good ones. So I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, okay, so that guy, speaking of that and Fox people, they live a life where basically they live in their nice condo or their nice penthouse or their nice Fox paid for apartment or hotel. You know what I mean? Uh-oh. Your wife was yes, she was actually a U.S. mail carrier. So, which is a hard job. So they could have driving it. Yep, preach.
Bars. Bars.
Bars.
You got to get this. Yes.
uh, but basically the way they live, man, is that they live in very nice, penthouses or very nice corporate apartments, right near the Fox building. They call their driver. They're in their house all day, or they have a fitness center, a security guarded, got to beep into the fitness center in the building. I doubt they even really go to Central Park, but if they do, they walk to a very well secured area of Central Park. But most of the time, they're in their apartment. They call their driver. Their driver, they walk from the door to the car. They drive inside the Fox Studios garage. They don't deal with human beings most of the time. They have their groceries delivered to them. They have their food delivered to them. If they go out to dinner, it's a very well set up, reservations already. They're not standing in line at the deli, okay? So, speaking of that, I can't wait to go to Jersey Mike's in Jersey and see if it tastes like Jersey Mike's in Oklahoma. I'm excited about that. But anyway,
Find the
so
original Jersey Mike's.
you know what? I'll be like, is this like what y'all do to us in the South? Anyway, so they don't understand. So when a dude like that, whenever he sees black people, probably they're wearing fresh kicks. You know what I mean?
But
Because
then he
he's in
said
New
it in the
York.
story. But he said it in the story though. I had to go look on social media, and the conversation is they love the shoes and it's this and so like he says it, and he's yeah
Yeah.
oh, I'm with it, Haram. Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
Yes, sir. Let's get it, Reef. So he's like, yeah, I go to social media and I see them and they're all talking, and it's like it's the culture. And I say what you want, but there's been no president in my lifetime who knows culture better than Donald Trump. He says it, and it's true. Trump knows culture. Trump knows culture. He's been a part of the culture for a long time. We forget he was on Bobby Brown was dancing on this video, and Trump walked outside and looked like, what the what? Bobby Brown on my building. What is this? And then he's in the studio with Tony Yayo and them. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're all smoking weed around him, and he's just he's just Trump in his suit. He's like, yo, say something for the people, because the people don't think that he says, and everybody's like, yo. And then he get 50 on the phone. And 50 get WrestleMania, man. Trump beat the shit out of Vince McMahon. Trump beat the living shit out of Vince McMahon, yo.
And to just put a cap on that as well, or to blow that up, to co-sign that, Mac Miller released on my birthday in 2011. Literally, the name of the song is Donald Trump. He's like, the world will be mine when I get my Donald Trump on. You know what I'm saying? It was cool.
Bro,
you remember that song? Yeah,
yes,
the WrestleMania.
yes. If there was hold on, what the boy's name is?
Oh, and Omarosa, a millionaire, considered one of the best reality stars of all time. She calls him Mr. Trump, and she has worked tightly with him. Now, as far as his cabinet goes, I want to hit that. Trump Jr., who I love. I really like him, dude. I've read his book.
Ray Shrimmer. My bad.
Who?
Ray Shrimmer. 2015. Up like Donald Trump.
Trump. Yeah.
I fucked up. That was my ringtone, and went from the time he came down the elevator until after the election. Up like Donald Trump was my phone ringtone, because I wanted to troll everybody. I'm going to look through my Snapchat, and I'm going to find my video from the day that Trump was elected, when I went and cast my vote. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was wild times. But everybody loved Trump. Everybody loved Trump up until the Dems said fuck him.
Yeah. Until he ran for president against their machine. That's exactly what happened. So, anyway, sorry, man. I got sidetracked for a second, man. Mac Miller, rest in peace. I love Matt. Sorry, I thought he was the new. Like when M got soft and when M made his money and got weird, like all of them do, and he became that dude. You know what I'm saying? It was like, wow. You know what I mean? So, but so and Mac Miller was coming out, and I watched every episode of The Apprentice, which I highly recommend to everyone. Yeah, highly recommend. It's awesome. Highly recommend you check it out. It was one of the first real reality shows, and Trump was huge, and there were a lot of black folks and Latino. He gave opportunities to everyone, and he was so good in that show. And there was like, yeah, that dude should be running the country. And then the tank, because honestly, I think what happened is he got in and he was like, holy crap. There's that stuff they don't show you. One of my favorite Bill Hicks bits is like, the day you get elected president, they're like, congratulations, now come into the room with us. And you go into this dark, smoky room, and there are these figures puffing cigars, and you can't see it. The light's not on their face. And this is a big table at the end of it, and a screen rolls down. And you just see the Kennedy assassination from an angle you've never seen it before. And it's the first person shooter angle. And it's like they just show it like 4 times, and then they roll it up and they go, any questions? That's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, just what I'm going to be, voting in, just my agenda. That's all I want to know. So, and he got in and
come with free ice cream.
And he got in and they did that, and he was like, who are you trying to scare? For the first time ever, they got one who was like, I have power. There's nothing you can seduce me with. You know what I mean? You know why you can't mess with me on many levels? Because I've been there and done that. I know what it is to be high off of my face on the world's most expensive drugs, hanging out with rock stars, hot bitches. I've been there. It's empty. It's trash. It's cancer, man. It's crack. It literally is crack. It's the expounding of that situation. You know what I mean? That's all it is, man. And so you can't tempt me with that anymore. That's untemptable for me, So I just worry when they come to me with that bag, dog. That'll be a different story. You come to me with the El Camino restored and that fat bag where I can get that house, man. We might. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So. You can find pics of Trump in Sharpton. Absolutely. Trump has always been active in different communities. Yeah. He was on what was it, Hot in New York? It's like Hot 107, I want to say. Very popular hip-hop station.
I think it's Hot 97.
Hot 97. He was on there
Is it Hot
regularly.
97 Haram? Hot 97?
He'll get back to us. I think he's doing stuff too, because he anyway. So he was doing that. But to kind of get back to our thing here. Okay, man, there's white stupidity where just people are out of touch and they're like, black people like sneakers, and that's why Trump is great. I think that's just ignorance. I don't think that that's, the issue. I'm talking more the Charlie Kirk stuff. I'm talking more the constant videos of that. And then I'm talking about, something that we haven't been able to do. And when I say we, I mean our culture as a whole is, and forgive me for this, but it's criticized the black community in any way, shape, or form. Period. If you're white, you just can't. Period. Or you're considered racist. Now, it's not necessarily our place, but when it affects everyone, it's like, hey, man, we want to help. Not even like if you're not allowed to speak on a problem, you're not allowed to fix the problem. You know what I mean? And I think part of the whole agenda is to separate black people and white people and get white people out of, I want to help the people in my community regardless of their race, color, or creed. I think the idea is, no, these people hate you, you know what I mean? And so you don't help them, or you're racist if you try to help them. Only the government can help them. And it's, you know what I mean? And that's what they're telling white folk. And then they're constantly showing violence and that kind of thing. So couple things there. One, Trump was almost in every issue of The Source. Hell yeah, he was. One thing I want to talk about is because I can always kind of relate stuff to comedy, because we can all agree, or most of us can agree on what's funny and what's not funny. And we know that what is funny has changed. Clearly. Stuff that, Shane Gillis finally got to talk about, you say the R word, because you can't say retarded. Even though it's an actual word, it means slow to develop. You know what I mean? I have a sleeping bag that is flame retardant. If it offends anyone, fuck you. Buy a helmet. Life is tough, right?
Life is tough. DPD.
So I think part of it is people missing the era, because I felt closer to people when I could joke with them. I always feel, in fact, today I'm sitting in the sauna, right? And this brother comes in. It's mostly white Norman people. And I don't talk to them. I just, head down, listening to my phone or whatever. And this brother comes in, this older black dude comes in, and he doesn't have a leg. He's got the bionic leg. And I saw him working out in the gym. I didn't, you know what I mean? I don't talk to people in the gym. It's not what I do. You know what I'm saying? I talk to you, but that's on the phone. But I'm just working out, and I saw him, just gave him the what's up, and went back to my workout. But we were sitting there in the sauna chilling, and I don't know how we got onto it. He was talking about how, he's like, man, I lost my leg. He was a retired Marine. And he was like, I lost my leg. He's like, he's like, I'm happier. And he's like, believe it or not, I ain't got shit to worry about. You know what I mean? I can just be myself. And he's like, I've actually gotten commercials and stuff. And that's how I was like, really? And I was like, absolutely, man. I was like, are you do you have your Actors Guild card? Because I know for a fact people are looking for commercials. And I mentioned my buddy, his name is Israel Goldman, and he's a double amputee comedian. He's got a stub and missing 2 legs. We mentioned him briefly before. And we were sitting there in the sauna, and I was like, my boy Israel Goldman, I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's a local comedian, actor too, and he's gotten a couple of commercials, and they were looking. He's like, really? And I was like, yeah. And I even told the joke. Now, there's a bunch of white people in this sauna, and you know me, I gives no fucks. And I said, I was like, yeah, he comes out on stage, and he's like, people ask me, how in the hell do you make a living as a comedian with 1 arm and no legs? And I go, my name is Israel Goldman. Oy vey. And it's true. It's a funny joke, right? It's funny. And I was like, so you know how he got his gigs? And he cracked up, right? And a couple people in the sauna cracked up, and a couple people looked nervous. The young white dudes I was talking about looked nervous, and I was like, man, screw y'all. But it was super cool. And that's the thing, man. Because I don't hate, I'm not scared to tell that joke, because I can call Izzy right now. I could probably get him on the cast if I needed to right now. And he would make 100 more jokes than I could ever dream of about being Jewish and handicapped. He would make 1,000 hilarious jokes. So, I have a lot of friends like that, and I miss the comedy part of it. And the problem is the comedy went away. Now, I don't think it went away for black folks. Y'all still can talk about white folks. But for white folks, the comedy went away right around Trump. Izzy's great. Yes, he is. Yeah, she's seen him. So,
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on opening up the comedy realm first, allowing white comics, Latino comics, all comics being able to specific and let's just keep it real. White comics being able to make jokes about black folks. What's your thought on that? Which we haven't been able to do for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been quite some time, but I think that comes from a lot of the tensions that has been, growing since arguably Obama, right? And then it came to a fester when Trump went to go into office, and then they were putting up these stupid Charlottesville and look at this black dude getting beat up at the Trump rally and it was just all these things just compounded on compounded on compounded, and it wasn't really talked about. I guarantee you, if a white comic goes into a hood and starts railing on all the stupid shit that white people do, right? And a black comedy show, and then segues how, some stupid shit that black people do that ties into stupid shit white people do, right? To bring black folk into it. And then get black folk to laugh like, you know what, niggas do that stupid shit. That is that white folk shit. And then start, just easing its way into stupid shit black people do. I think it would go over smoothly, easy as fuck. I think there's a way that you'd segue into it, and it wouldn't be much of a problem. But I think just to walk in the door, hey, black people, how does it feel to know that you leave your kids more than a bit, or than a mama bird, or more than a daddy bird, or more than someone else in the animal kingdom? Like maybe you guys are in touch with the animal kingdom from Africa. You know what I'm saying? The way you leave your kids.
Yes, okay. Okay, so there's a difference between comedy and racism, right? Like that's why I love Comedy Central back in the day with Patrice, right? Because
Right.
white comics and Patrice would sit there and destroy, but not like yeah, you're jungle people or whatever. I feel bad saying that, right?
But it's not you saying it, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
we talked about it earlier, where it's like, you know, black people came from Africa and they were savages, running through the jungle, da 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 da. So it's like, oh, okay,
I was
you
saying
go from
that was a legit
no,
argument
no, it
back in
is.
the
I know,
day, but
but it is a legit argument. It's a legit argument now. No, and why I say it's a legit argument now is because just today, going back to Black Twitter, right? I'm watching some black people argue the difference between being black and being African American and having African associated DNA living in America. Like, oh man, listen, it's an argument. I am a melanated. I tell people all the time, like, do I use, like, for the sake of conversation and people, do I use the word black? Yes, because it's for association and conversation. I don't know the nation of black. I'm looking for the nation of black in the Crayola continent. I'm looking for the Crayola continent in the nation of black. Right? Black. I know that black came about when they were doing the census. I understand that. I am smart enough to understand that, right? I'm
right,
also smart enough to know that Africa is a continent. America is a country. Okay. A continent, country, that it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
different,
You know, it's different. So I know that there's an issue there, right? So I'm not really there. It's all about status. It's all about classification. I know that now in my travels, in my studies, I know that there's a difference in that. Am I going to beat up on the person that doesn't know that? No. It's not my job to beat up on the person that doesn't know that. It's my job to beat up on the person who knows that, but steady wants to push the lie to the unsuspecting people.
right?
Right. So it's like, certain things I don't let bother me. I don't let get to me because it's just oxymoronic. It's uneducated. It's lower level, but I understand why it bothers other people. Right. So I understand why I don't give a dang if a white person goes to tell a joke about black people in the black community, especially if the shit's true. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Oh, black dudes telling that joke, white dudes telling that joke about a black woman, and this that. He must have got some melanated yams a time or two in his lifetime. You know what I'm saying? He got a brother that deals with a sister, and he understands the assignment. He okay, cool. But I do know that there are a bunch of emotional people out here who just won't understand that. And they just won't get down with it. So it's like, what do we do? Right? What do we do? What
And that's kind of the question here. Let me ask you this: do you think that and I'm going to pull up some humor because you actually sent it to me, and I thought it was hilarious. So yeah, uh the fried chicken commercial. I
that
kind of
shit was so fucked up.
I'm looking forward to pull it up. I do want to ask you this, man, just straight up.
Mhm.
And not just because you're a black dude, but because you are heavily involved in politics. You are an influencer and a thought leader in this space. So my question to you is: do you feel like there is a black on white crime problem in America?
Oh, no. I think there's a crime problem. Excuse me. I think there's a crime problem in America that needs to be fixed. But I don't think it's a black on white crime problem. I think there's just a fucking crime problem that's just happening, and it needs to be addressed. We need to be more of a loving situation. I don't think it needs to be this BS. Um,
Right.
I think it's just a crime problem. Just like we can find videos of black people beating up on white people, we can find videos of white people beating up black people. I mean, if we think about the Alabama brawl, it literally was a bunch of white boys beating up on a black man, right? Until the boat docked, and then all the black folk disembarked off the boat, and then it was like, oh, it's a racial problem. Like, you didn't say that at the beginning of the video when the white dudes jumped the black dudes, right? It was
I
when the boat
agree.
pulled. So
And here's a
it's
question though: if
what's
it
up?
was reversed,
Mm-hmm.
and there were 4 or 5 black dudes beating up on a white dude, and then
Mm-hmm.
20 white dudes jumped in and started driving those black dudes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the media would say? Do you
Oh,
think there would be cheering and funny memes and way to go
fuck
and
no. Fuck no. And it was in Alabama. Shit no. I think that would have
yeah, they
went.
would
It
have gone in
would.
Alabama. But but I'm just saying, but okay, so why not? Right? Why is it like that? Why is it if white dudes are beating up black dudes and black dudes come in and drive them and teach them the lesson they clearly needed to be taught, right?
Mhm.
Uh then we cheer it, which is cool. I mean, like I went to parties like all summer, people were posing with chairs and you know what I'm saying? That was great. It was like, hey man, grab this chair, take a picture. I'm like, hell
Yeah.
yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, I think I even got one. I think I got me a chair picture somewhere. Cause I mean, it was cool. It was like,
Yeah.
it was all good. So, and I dug it. So, but here's my question. If it were reversed, why would those dudes probably be in jail or in prison right now with people trying to burn down their houses? Why is it so different? Do you think it is just the past? Do you think it's
Yeah.
something that is pushed today by the woke left? You know what I mean? What do you
I think
think
it's a
on that?
combination of both, right? I think it's the past, all right, and the fact that it is established from happening in the past, and the media is able to use that past history on today and say that this is why this is happening, and it's again, it happened in Alabama, right? A place
Mhm.
where dogs, water hoses, crosses were burned, all kinds of things were done in, like, and we're not talking about Jesus history, right? We're not talking about dinosaur history. You know what I mean? We're not talking
Right.
about that. We're talking about literally my dad lived and seen. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
people who are here on this earth right now can tell you, oh yeah, that shit happened. I remember that shit vividly. Matter of fact, I still remember the smell in the air when it took place. Like, those people are, so because it was that close in history, in the time space-time continuum, it was that close. it's really easy for them to be like, oh, see, and here it is. And then not to mention, they ran with it with Trump. Like that was the biggest thing they tried to do with MAGA, right? Make America great again. Oh, when was America great? When y'all had us hanging from trees, when you were sicking dogs on us, when we couldn't vote, when it was colored only, white only. When was America great? Like they're pushing that hard. And then you have
Yeah.
these instances happen. They're able to say, oh, white person, see, this is what they do. I just saw a video, like, dude, literally just saw something on Twitter today that had a little baby, maybe 3 years old, 4 max, two of them, one black baby, one white baby. Black baby's in the field picking cottons with a cotton sack on his back. Little baby now, no more than 4. Black baby in the field picking cotton. White baby at a Klan rally in Klan garb. Baby, again, look like they are just starting to. I don't even think they're walking. They're more like doing the little step waddle. You know what I'm saying? Like they're at that size where they definitely look like they're step waddling. They're not really truly walking. And they're
Right.
in these two. So it's like, and then the caption was something like, if these kids were old enough to be in these situations, and our kids are old enough to learn about them being in that situation, right? It was
Yeah.
one of those moments. And it's like, damn, if this kid was picking cotton at a baby and the picture's in color, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is this person still alive? This person's
Let me
at a
just
Klan rally.
side note there. I love the Roots. Seen them live twice before they,
Mhm.
became a late night band.
Yeah.
Just brilliant, the Roots. But I remember this album, and that took place in Alabama, and you know what I mean. People were mad when this was the album cover, but it was just so important. You know what I mean? It was just so important. I mean, I'm trying to figure Zoom here because I want people to see it better, but I think you get the idea,
Yeah.
and I think
To
that's what I want to show, man. Because we're not afraid to show the hard things here. We're not afraid to be honest.
Mhm.
And that is an album cover of stuff that happened 40 years prior only. So if you're 50 years old, it happened in your lifetime. And
Mhm.
that's why I feel like um, let's see, how do I say this is because it gets tricky, man. Because there are freedoms and there are rights, and then there are also kind of social things, right? Freedoms and rights are the most important thing because social things change, as we know. They just do. And hopefully for the better. And sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But it's important to understand for all my chalkies out there, all my chalky brothers and sisters, all my conservative brothers and sisters that don't really understand what's going on in the movement right now, that aren't trying to reject anybody but still don't understand it, are like, honestly, man, what I get the most is, and you can even watch this on Fox News a lot and wherever you go, and it's, why are they so hung up on that? You know what I mean? And as we went before, it's like, we've done so much to eradicate that and not deal with that. And I'm like, well, but you haven't done enough yet. And that's the problem. Is like, oh, well, people aren't happy and black people have problems. Well, so do white people. So do Mexicans. Right now, all of
Mhm.
America has a problem of 15 million illegal immigrants coming in. And it doesn't matter what country you live in. When you let 15 million people in and you're already, each citizen is born over $100,000 in debt because they're born as an American. And
Yep.
basically, they're born in that debt. And then you add 15 more million folks to that who don't speak the language, have no IDs, and are 100% dependent on every bite of food, where they live, drink of water, piece of clothing, on the federal government. When, once again, our government can't feed our own, we got problems. When we got more, and it's like, if anything was going to unite us, if anything should bring us together and go, hey, man, they got a plan, and it's going to fuck you the way it fucks me. Because I promise you, they're not giving a shit about our color. They're giving a shit about our geographical location and our income level. That's what they care
Mhm.
about, because that's the most important. The only time they care about a black person is when he's a conservative, and they're like, oh, got to shut that down. I'm just going by your Twitter and my Twitter and the difference. That's all I'm going by.
That's all I'm going by. Not going to
And
sit there
your
and have a
YouTube and
conversation.
my YouTube and your Facebook and my Facebook and your Rumble and. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Let's not. Oh, and your Insta. Oh, I forgot. You don't even get to be on Instagram. Some bullshit.
Nope, not me. I'm going to try it, though. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try and come back.
Yeah, man. You let's get it. Let's get it, dog.
I'm going to try and come back.
Tell you what, I'm going to move all my podcasts over to Instagram and just share them on Facebook. You know what I mean? We'll do that. And whatever you got, we'll pump it up on IG because that's kind of, where it is right now.
Yeah, I need to see. I got to find somewhere where I can go so I can play the music and not have to worry about, getting in trouble. Plus, I gotta I'm probably gonna do a couple of live mixes this week, leading up to the Grifties, because I got this new board and I need to test out this new board. Like I've only taken it out the box to plug it up to make sure that it registers with the computer, but I haven't DJ'd anything. I haven't mixed a single thing using this new board, so I might bust it out and do something live.
Man, if my jams, man. If you want to work them in, some Bill Withers, Edwin Starr, of course James Brown, Parliament, Sly and the Family Stone. My playlist. So,
oh, we're gonna have a listen. We're gonna party like it's 1999 up in that thing. I just got to say it. I just got to say it.
And we're
gonna
get
everybody's
back to
watching on Rumble and YouTube, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share, man. Let everybody know that Fresh Mike Protocol is live. We doing our thing, and we're having great conversation, man. We interact with the crowd. You guys can jump in the comment sections, man. We aren't like some people. You know what I've seen this week that really grind my gears, bro?
What?
There's a lot of people with great content that has these chats that are subscribers only, like. Dude, you got people checking in with you. Get rid of that shit, man. Let the people talk. So,
Yeah, they limit. I hate the limiting of speech, man. Let it happen.
Yeah.
Let it go down.
Happen, man. Yeah.
And speaking of speech and fun, we about to pull up a 90-second comedy video. Now, before you get mad, Pro sent this to me first. And I think after this video and a chuckle, it's going to help us kind of springboard a little bit more. And I know we're going a little long. We're going to try to be out of here in the next 15 or 20. But let's watch this video. We'll hit those points and we'll wrap the show. So hang in there with us, guys. But you don't want to miss this because it's absolutely brilliant if you like the comedy that we were kind of talking about. So here goes. Boom and boom and enjoy. Oh, wait, let me put some volume.
Told you there was a place that served. What if I told you there was a place that served the tastiest fried chicken in the world? But even more than that, they serve an experience. The opportunity to walk a mile in another man's stolen shoes.
Fair use, fair use.
When you arrive at one of our restaurants, even by the time you first set foot through the metal detector, you'll be ambushed by our world-famous hospitality. Our hand-raised hens and organic purple drank will have you feeling closer to nature before you even have time to light up a menthol cigarette made from all organic local ingredients.
American spirit.
When you're done eating, feel free to not tip. Throw your garbage on the ground and help yourself to the complimentary silverware and salt shaker. I too have a dream that men, women, and children might enjoy the tastiest fried chicken in the world without fear of violence or nasty food chemicals. Niggles Fried Chicken, the authentic fried chicken experience. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I feel bad for the people not watching because they missed it. Sorry. Are you all right, man? You still with me? Do I still have you? All right. So what's your
I just want some
take on
purple
that?
drink. I want some natural
Organic.
purple drink.
My
Be
man said
organic.
organic. My favorite part. Feel free to help yourself to the complimentary silverware and salt shaker. He had to
And
put
salt and pepper shake. And you know what's so and like so this is what pissed me off about this, right? This is how I knew they were literally jigging at black folk. It wasn't just the niggles that gave it away. But the fact that he talked about the silverware and the salt and pepper shakers, and I literally know niggles who take the salt and pepper shakers and the silverware from the restaurants. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Yep. Yep. He's talking about the niggles. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, but look, working in restaurants, I will say, uh, the one thing that might have possibly rang a little true was the feel free to throw your trash on the floor. Because working in restaurants, I will say I do have the experience of now, as I put in another chat, white trash is just as bad. There is literally no difference in that they have these crazy order. Yeah, I want the hamburger, but I want it done medium well, and I don't want too much lettuce, and I only want one tomato, but I need extra pickle. And you're like, what are you doing? It's a freaking. I work at a Harry Bears. You know what I mean? This is a, you know what I mean? This is a local version of Chili's. Okay, what do you know what I'm saying? And if you go to like which as you know, you go to fine dining restaurants, you don't get to do any of that shit. You go to a fine dining restaurant, they're like, here are your 4 appetizer choices. Here are your 4 dinner choices. Here are your 3 dessert choices. Period. And the chef ain't doing shit but what he's doing. So, yeah.
Yep.
My man Haram says, LFG with the live mixes. You can do a live mix on Kick, Twitch, and IG Live. Hell yeah. Let's fucking go. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's?
I understand this is a Wendy's, but I want my double stack biggie bag prepared like this, please. I need my double stack medium, well done, light on the sauce, no onions, no pickles, ketchup, please.
What kind of
sauce
onions?
for my nuggets?
Are they the little cut up onions or the big onions? Because I only want little cut up onions.
Yeah, well, I need the big onions and the bread, please.
Yeah.
But I don't want the small inner circle. I would like the outside rings.
It's sweeter. It's a sweeter onion. It's too harsh the inside. Yeah, no, man. It's a bit. Here's my rule on it. Right. Here's my rule. If they did it to white people and it was reversed, for instance, that commercial, right? If they'd have gone into a trailer park and they'd have been like, you know what I mean? Basically, the jokes would have remained the same. Feel free to steal the silverware, throw your stuff on the floor. But if they'd have called it white trashies or chalkies, you know what I mean? And it was a burger restaurant instead of chicken, I'd have laughed. I'd have laughed my ass off. So that way I'm like, is the bread gluten-free? Not at that restaurant, it's not. Anyway, so that's my basis on it, right? I watched a guy lose his mind over slivered onions. I never even heard of them. Yeah, it's a certain way that you. Anyway, long story short, there, my hardcore thing is if they did it to white people, would I laugh or would I feel offended? And if it's funny both ways, it's funny both ways. But hard to do nowadays, So, yeah, and this might surprise you, but I play a fair amount of shows where, I'm in the minority. My favorite shows are mixed crowd shows because you can bring people together. You can make fun of both, and all black crowds can be tough. But I come out and do my little, 5-word freestyle hip hop thing. Usually that, gets me the love, gets me where I need to go to then start talking about stuff. And then half of my set is just about being poor. We're hanging out, watching TV, being poor, and the fun stuff you do as a poor person, so everybody can relate, and I just find that some of it is a backlash because white people weren't allowed to say anything at all for so long. If a white person said, I think Black Lives Matter is bad and Kyle Rittenhouse is good, they were deleted off Twitter. They were, socially attacked. And the problem is now that they have a little bit longer of a leash, they're going crazy with it, especially on Twitter. And I think there's some really ugly and dumb stuff on Twitter. Absolutely. But you got to put up with it. I think there's some ugly and dumb stuff said about white people on Twitter. A lot.
Mhm.
So I feel like it's a give and take, man. And it's just such a hard one because, let's ask ourselves, it's like, okay, man, it's the questions, right? First question that I think everyone should ask themselves. Has America been fair to black people as a whole? No. Okay, we can answer. All right, you know what? I'm not even going to answer. I'm just going to give you these questions and then you decide. Has America been fair to black people as a whole? Answer that one first. If your answer is yes, you're wrong. But we'll just... Has America been fair to black people as a whole? That's your first question. Second question. Is there a political system set up to use black people unfairly to get money and power in the name of helping black people, yet none of that money or power ends up helping black people? Does that happen to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars still right now today in America? Answer me that question, okay? So those two. Are we so far removed from the ills of the past and how black folks were treated in America where it is crazy or it is weird to think that there still might be some repercussions or some raw ill feelings due to that treatment? Okay, answer those three questions on that side, right? Now on the other side, you answer these questions. Have white people been able to express frustration and anger towards black people socially or on social media or artistically the way any other race has been able to express frustration towards white people in, say, the past 20 years? Okay, you answer that question for me. And then you answer the question, we talk so much about the ills that white people cause in America and the problems that white people create in America. Are we the only ones responsible? And if we go, hey, we're not responsible for this part or that, or you may attack us, but it's happening worse over here or over there, is that fair or right to do, given the answers to the other questions? And finally, I think it boils down to political versus social. It's that simple. When it comes to social, it's just different. Politically, it is still really rough, and I think it is still an unfair setup. I'll just say it like that. I believe it is specifically an unfair setup, and my reasoning for that, because once again, I don't come to my opinions just because I feel about them. My reasoning for that is how many strong black folks are there in Congress or in American federal politics right now, national politics, that are Hotep-minded, right? That are, they don't have to claim Hotep, but that are at least Hotep-minded. I'm Albanian around black people and white around white people. Yeah. Yeah, you're one of those dudes, man. You're actually, Albanians are people of color, just so you know. So, by the way, Haram, side note, man, I was looking up the geography of Albania, and you're right there, man, with the Dagestani killers and stuff. I'm like, man, that's why he's got that killer blood, man. I don't know what it is about that area of the planet, but y'all just raise killers. You know what I mean? Islam Makhachev and all those dudes, like, you guys are just killers. good fighters. So remind me to keep you happy, dog. So shout out to the Albanians. But anyway, I think there's a government and there's a political, right? And I think the political is set up to divide us. And I find black people have great senses of humor. Who is funnier when talking about people than black? Who started the dozens? Who started snaps? Who started roasts? Who started any of that stuff, right? So I believe it's once again, it's that DEI stuff. I think it's more white women. I think black people, if you crack on a black person and it's funny, they'll crack right back and it'll be funny and we can go and go and go. And it doesn't, I do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I think when you try to exert superiority, that's when it becomes an issue. Man, I just don't know about this, man, because it had me up in my feelings for a minute. I really will be honest, until I did the research, of course. But I was like, man, why is it open season on white folk? You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad I don't live in a majority black town because I'll just be walking down the street and they'll target me and beat me up. And then you're like,
Yeah.
well, no, that's not really happening. In high crime areas, high crime happens. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's white folk and sometimes it's black folk, but you're not seeing it all in the same way that if I had no idea what was going on and just read the headlines, I would think that Trump is an evil rapist bastard who owes millions of dollars and it's the plight of good folks to go after him. And none of that
Mhm.
is even close to the truth. None of that is even close to the truth. There's not
Mhm.
one lawsuit he's fighting that is in historical terms legal or fair or just. So that's how I feel about Trump, and that's how I kind of feel about all these videos, including, Alex Jones and that kind of thing. I think that it was worse during Trump. Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
during Black Lives Matter. I think it was
Yeah.
worse. I think now, because, man, there's nothing that unites folks like being poor. You know what I mean? That'll unite you quick. And it's
Mhm.
like, look, man, when you're struggling and I'm struggling, we better share or we're both going to go without. And that's going to unite us regardless of our religion, race, color, creed, or whatever. So for my white folk out there listening, I think you have to understand when you make a joke and you go, well, why are you offended? I made a joke. You got to understand there's more to it than that. And you got to,
Always.
what we like to say in comedy, read the room.
Yeah.
Read the room. Know your audience. You know what I mean? And understand that it's not that you can't be funny. It's not that you can't express yourself, but understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. And if there's not a reason behind it, just hold back. If you're just being caught up in being one of those those talking heads, and you see white people getting beat up by black people and your tribal instinct kicks in, and I don't hate you for that because it is natural and human that when you see one of your tribe getting beat up by another tribe, you want to naturally protect your tribe. It's basic, man.
Mhm.
However, step back from that. Look at the date that this thing was published. Look at the source it's published from. Get the entire story. Is it true sometimes that bad kids who happen to be black beat up kids who happen to be white? Yes. Is it true sometimes that white kids who happen to be bad beat up black kids? Yes. Is it true that Mexicans? Yes, 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 and yes, all the way down the line. So before you get caught up in that, remember that there are different sides to the story. And also remember that joking, you have to have a point and you have to have some truth to it. Like I'm working on this whole joke about Freevee, and I'm like, do they not think white people watch Freevee? I love Freevee and Tubi. Like, I love Tubi. I'm like, can't they put a white guy in one of the shows? Every good black show needs a wacky white dude. I'm available, So the little something I'm working on, but and that's not hopefully I don't get in too much trouble for that. But it's that type of thing. Exactly. I'm not afraid to say that joke in front of all black people. I'll go to an all black crowd
Mhm.
tomorrow night and do that joke. No concern, because it's funny to me and it's kind of true.
Right.
Do you watch
It's
Tubi and
true.
Freevee? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. And that and like, there's always truth in comedy. And every black person who watches Freevee and Tubi, you're gonna be like, damn, you know what? There isn't many white people. Maybe we do need to add a wacky white guy to the mix, because everybody loves a wacky white guy.
Man, if I was black and I came home and I turned on Freevee, I'd be like, motherfuckers, I can afford Netflix. Who you think you're talking to? All right? That's, silliness. So I think, once again, I think the comedy way to do it, and I would ask everyone, try to give a little grace there. Understand that comedy's not a 100% hit situation.
Mhm.
And the problem is there's going to be a lot of white comics as it becomes more okay to speak the way Dave Chappelle made it. And by the way, Dave Chappelle, some of his best friends, Norm Macdonald got murdered for what he said about gay people and black people. And Dave Chappelle still to this day holds him down, and in his last special gave him love because it was funny. It wasn't coming from a place of hate. So if you're coming from a place of hate or thinking you're superior, then you make the joke, you're wrong. If you're coming from a place of I'm observing things that are funny that bring us together, I think that's cool. Just remember, you might catch some heat. Give us a call. We'll work it out. But then remember, there is an entire governmental system that uses and abuses, parts of our population. And remember that, and remember, as you make those jokes, there are people suffering from things you're just not right now.
Yeah.
Not that they're
absolutely.
victims, not that they can't, do better than, their current situation or anybody else around them, regardless of their color. I'm thinking of white poor kids too, dude. I really am when I say this. And white and poor Mexican kids. You know what I'm saying? There are kids of many races out there struggling who need better parenting, need better coaching, need better teaching. They just need the love from their community.
Mhm.
So I just want folks to understand that and understand where that's coming from on both sides. I want black folks to understand, look, man, for a long time, white people couldn't say anything, and now they're getting a little loose with it. And it doesn't make it right, and I'm not saying you have to agree, but I hope you understand a place certain folks are coming from. And then for white folks, man, y'all got to calm down with this. You know what I mean? Ask
Mhm.
yourself, are you building a bridge? Are you getting more
Mhm.
more folks to see things your way? Or are you being an ass about it? And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, it ended it well, brother. Yeah,
You think
those are the words, the
I'm going to
wise
toss it to
words.
you. I do not want to take the last word on this.
You don't want, those are the wise words from, listen, learn and deal with it, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Put yourself in their shoes, get an understanding. Black folk, I understand we've dealt an ugly ass hand. We finally getting to a point where we can bitch slap some people for some shit that was done. I understand. I understand. But everybody ain't to be bitch slapped. So let's just take it like for what it's worth. Ben Shapiro, bitch slap him. It's okay. Jack Posobiec, Jack POS as I call him, Jack piece of shit. Talk to him. If he gets sassy, bitch slap him.
You know who gets an on-site pass from me? Meaning anybody that says on-site, I'm just going to look the other way, or maybe open the door for him. Charlie Kirk.
Mm-mm.
Any
Oh,
black person that says Charlie Kirk on site, I'm like, all right, dog. Well, I'll hold the door for you then.
yeah,
I
I
got you.
understand.
You know what I mean?
I
I'll
understand.
occupy the white security guards while you go get it done, dog. No problem. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Because Charlie Kirk just too wild on it right now. So yeah, man, just too wild. So
I got it, man. Somewhere on the internet is a picture of me and Charlie Kirk. Somewhere on the internet. I'm just gonna put that out there.
somewhere on the internet's a picture of me and Cat Williams. So
Yeah. Hey, it's there. I'm gonna see if
that's
I
why we
can
make a
find
good
that.
team. Do you see
Yeah.
why we make? There's no internet team on the planet with a black Proud Boy and a white whatever the hell I am trying to be Proud Boy. You know what I'm saying? I got a picture of me with Cat Williams. You got a picture with you and Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah. I got Charlie Kirk. Yeah.
Man, let the people know what you got coming up this week and where they can find you, my brother.
All right. So this weekend, of course, we're gonna do it again, man. We're gonna take this flight on the road again. Friday night flights once again. Friday night, 8 p.m. YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and all those good things. Matter of fact, I don't know, man. I'm still trying to get this Rumble thing down packed. So I may just, Rumble and YouTube. Who knows? Anyway, follow your boy at Seaport Pro, at Protocol, at all the lovely places. Um, we still got a week and some change, roughly 2 weeks maybe left in the Best of Savannah for Connect Savannah 2024. 5 nominations, 5 votes I need from you. Go ahead and vote for your boy. Pin comment on Facebook, pin tweet on on X. Um, Go ahead, man. It'd be much obliged if you go ahead and jump in and handle that. Also on Saturday, I have the 6th annual African Unity Festival that's going down here in the city. So I will be there. Up there it is, brought up on the screen. Connect Savannah, right? Those are my 5
Yeah.
nominations, 5 awards I'm up for. Best Public Serving Community Leader, Best Local Website for Rec Radio Savannah, Best Local X or Twitter with me, Seaport Pro, Best Local Podcast, Friday Night Flights with Protocol, and the Best Local Radio Station, Rec Radio Savannah, man. All 5, drop your boy a vote. Much appreciated. ConnectSavannah.com. Look for the Best of Savannah 2024 tab. Click on it, and then the very first section you will go to is Arts and City Life. Look for your boy Protocol, and then go over to the media tab under Best of 2024, and then those 4 nominations I'm there for: Best Local Website, Best Local Podcast, Best Local X or Twitter, and Best Local Radio Station. So go ahead, drop
Oh
those.
yeah.
Much appreciated. On the 2nd, we have the African Unity Festival is going on at the In Market Arena. right? 6th annual is going down. I'll be DJing and holding it down. Be a few hours, good free vendors, whole lot of stuff. Come out and support your local Black-owned businesses. I'm pretty sure there'll be some other business, but mainly Black-owned business because it's the African Unity Festival. I doubt any colonizers are going to run up and colonize the African Unity Festival. But if they do, it'll be all love. Y'all come
Shh,
through.
don't tell everybody my plan, yo.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. After the African Unity Festival, I think that's about it. I don't have anything going on during the week, though. I'll just be trying to prepare for work and hunting down some money and getting ready to go to the Grifties, which is March 9th. I'll be out of here March 8th. I'll be in Jersey, and then I'll be back on the 10th. So it's going down, man. We finna make it do what it do. And I'm gonna make them hotel malls do their thing. You feel me? I'm trying to sweat them weeds out.
We about to make it happen.
Yes,
Whew,
it is.
yeah, man. It's bro, for me, and I understand you're a DJ, so for you too, it is so sink or swim.
Yeah.
You're a DJ. So if the music doesn't play, or if it plays at the wrong time, here's the thing about what you do, about what we do that's tough is that it is 100% perfection expected. Right? Like
Yes,
our
it is.
job, if we do an astounding job, we make zero mistakes and do everything perfectly, that is a C for us. You know what I mean? It is so hard to get an A. And yeah, man, when you have Hotep himself saying it's going to be so unpredictable, and you're the showrunner. You're the guy who makes it. It's your job to keep the trains. It's like, we don't know when the trains are. I should be very careful being a white dude talking about trains running on time. But look. See, that's comedy. That's comedy. So
You guys are ruining the inner cities. I just want you to know that your guys and your trains, you white people, because y'all motherfuckers on the trains, the planes, and the boats, okay? You guys' trains are going through the city and you're fucking up the time. I just want you to
man, trains are good. I think trains are a good thing, but you never wanted to be a hobo when you were little and jump on a train, just ride the rails, see the world.
know.
Okay. You had a good home life. I didn't. It's different. But
I mean, yeah, listen, I just never wanted to be a hobo, right? Not saying that I didn't want to jump on the trains and then jump off the trains. Like I watched Lassie, you know what I'm saying? I've seen them like do stupid stuff like that.
the stick
I've
with the
wa-
bandana with your stuff tied in it, you're walking, and then you
Okay,
jump
I
the
did
train.
that one time. I actually did do that one time.
Really?
I took a broomstick and I had a blanket and I tied my stuff up in the blanket on the stick. I was like, I'm running away. My mom was like, motherfucker, you run away. Go on right ahead. I ain't coming looking for you either.
That's exactly what my mom was like. Go, get up. I'll never forget this. I was probably 12 years old, maybe 13 years old. And forgive me, my mom would be mad, be really mad. Because once again, it was just me and her, right? So we were, it was
Mhm.
tight. I think I was 12. And I was like, I'm running away. And she's like, where are you going to go? I'm like, I'll find a place. And she's like, really? You're going to have somebody, I'll never forget this. My own mother said, you're going to have somebody out there fucking you for a stale sandwich so you have a warm bed to sleep in at 13 years old. That's how I was raised, just so you know. So
Hard times.
hard times. Like what you can fit into, I've always wondered that. Not much. Not much. Another shirt.
That's why I had a blanket.
Exactly. Yeah, he had a whole blanket. Exactly. But see, Fuego, when you're homeless, you know what I mean? So, yeah, literally. You don't think about it. You're like, okay, when I was 12, 13 years old, my mom said, you want somebody fucking you for a stale sandwich, run away. And you wonder why I'm harsh. People don't understand why I'm harsh, dude. This is how I grew up. When that was your mama, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, man, please tune in Friday night to Friday Night Flights. Also, Seaport Pro on Twitter. Follow him on his Instagrams and Facebooks. He does amazing work. He shares amazing stuff. Normally, it's almost frustrating by the time we get to the end of the week because I'm like, we have to drop something or we'll go 4 hours. So we try to get the hottest topics. Tuesday night, we'll be here. I'll be on my show, PT Pod. Please tune. I'm very excited. Of course, I got my man, Joe Moffitt, my partner in comedy promotion here in Oklahoma. Yeah. He's going to be on, kind of co-hosting with me, hanging out. We've got the Big 420 Fest coming up. We'll be talking a little bit about that. And then I'm going to have a drop-in from my boy in Hawaii, big Samoan comedian James Mane, first Samoan to ever do comedy on a national stage, on national TV. Been in movies, been in TV. He's blowing it up. We started out together out there in Hawaii. He's about to do a West Coast tour, wants to come on. We're going to talk a little bit about that Tuesday night. And other than that, FW Mike on Twitter as well. Grifty's coming up. Whew. It's going to be a thing, man. But I got the team. I got you. I got Taylor. I got the team. So, and me and my wife met 2 years ago today. Boom.
Okay. Yes.
And it's funny because that's how we met, by the way, was on a podcast. My boy that
Really?
is going to be on my show, he did a podcast. And he asked me to be a guest because, we started out together. I'm solo living in Norman, just happy. Had no idea how happy I was. But anyway, kidding. I have my cool little car, you know what I'm saying? My black on black ride, living my life. Have my big lion photo in my little apartment, banging it out. But anyways, on a podcast, and she was in the chat group. And so we talked. I thought she was witty, like, share, subscribe. Yeah. Dreamweaver. We'll get copyright struck because I'm so good I sound just like it. But anyway, we met on the podcast, and then a little while later, I was doing an Instagram live, like driving, doing donuts on the icy roads, Instagram live in it. And she was like, be careful. And it was like a Friday night, and I was like, what are you doing tonight? And I had no idea she lived, 2.5 hours from me. I thought she was in LA or something. And she's like, oh, I'm just down in Texas. And then I was like, word, what, you got your kids, boy? She's like, no, I'm single. I'm like, what about your kids? She's like, I don't have any kids. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. I'm like, well, I don't go out a lot on weekends because, church on Sunday. She's like, oh, I'll be at church on Sunday. And I was like, I'll be there in 2 hours. And I literally got in my car and drove straight to her house and showed up. And now we're married. So.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Man, sometimes when see, that's what I'm telling you, pro. You know what I mean? You're blessed. You know what I'm saying? And when you know, man, when it's that, you're like, oh, like, even if I don't, this is what God has in store for me. So I can fight this path and be miserable and look back in 5 years and go, why didn't I do what I was supposed to? Or I can do what I'm supposed to be doing. And speaking of what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm blessed, man, that I'm doing this with you because it's what I'm supposed to be doing. Shout out my love. I love you. Happy meet day anniversary. Fuego says heart, love, word. So, and a more supportive woman I couldn't find. So, yeah, man, shout out to her. Shout out to you, pro. Shout out to all the fellas out there looking for ladies, looking for love, looking for nub. And once again, man, we done. Guys, thank you so much. God bless. Tuesday night me, Friday night him on these channels. Stay tuned. Check out our Twitters. And good night.
Pieces.